collapsed. Oh!
Michigan has collapsed.
Michigan has collapsed. Let me also play gentle Sonic music, which is a genre. I like this one mix. I hope it doesn't get any claims or nothing like. Not that I care about like the minor copyright stuff, but I like it because it's got a little classic Sonic art on there, and I'm just like, I love me some classic Sonic's a cute little guy, so I'm always happy to see him.
Around lad.
Modern Sonic is a lanky nightmare of some kind. So,
yeah.
Were you there when we were doing stuff on a Halloween night, Zayde? Specifically,
I was there briefly. Yeah.
Okay. Were you there when Stealth was showing us the meat videos, or no?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I left right after those. Yes.
The mimic keeps haunting my dreams. I don't think there's actually anything that will scare me more than that, so I was literally covering my eyes when like the actual face popped up, and I only saw a bit of it, and that was enough if I'm being so completely real with you. So
yeah, those videos were pretty creepy.
Like I think the world building of most of them were good, but the mimic one was just directly scary. So
yeah, well, I think that's very human, like just the thought of there being something that looks like us,
yes,
even if it acts like, especially if it acts uncanny or doesn't quite look like us. That's I'm
always very interested. So let me just come off starting soon screen as we continue to talk and I go on drawing. But what was I thinking of? Because like I'm kind of like, people should say it because we always need to like reteach basic lessons and stuff, but you know, there's the very easy thing, which is like, people are afraid of the unknown. If something's unknown, people will probably be afraid of it, you know. That's like in 1-2 step to fear. That mimic, it kind of is that, but I think more what it does is it's the combination of the uncanny valley and like the natural fear of like, you are being hunted, like you are prey to this thing. Like it's those two combinations in one. So even if you know it, it doesn't make it better. Like no, I don't think, you know, being real familiar with it will be super good. So I was thinking of, I go
ahead.
No, I was just gonna talk comic stuff, but if you have more to say about Mimic, I beseech thee.
Well, it's tangentially related.
Go on.
I posted a couple of videos in my Discord,
and
they're essentially like Minecraft creepy pasta / ARG sort of things.
Is that like a new thing going on, or is it an older one? Because I know that was like bread and butter back in older YouTube days, but I think
there's some people who kept doing them, and I think it's hard to tell which ones are being made entirely for the video and which ones were made before, and then the videographer like discovered them to some degree.
That is the easiest way.
It's still very interesting.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to do almost like found footage, is like essentially like, this is an old Minecraft YouTube video, because to some degree it's just like
found YouTube video that's either private and you have to get a code for it, or
exactly,
it's very hidden in
that
view
that
count.
is like one of the easiest things to make convincing, because like maybe even with like some slight coding knowledge and yada 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 yada, you can make it like very convincingly seem like, oh, this is like a decade plus old video and it's creepy as hell. So
it's very interesting, and like I do like the ones that link to videos that are literally have timestamps of coming out like years ago.
Yeah, that's the kind of the stuff I'm talking about. So
yeah, because then it's like well, how do you trick YouTube? I'm sure there is ways, but less likely that's been made up than you know.
It might be broken now, because like the guy even says, oh, it's gonna break, but there's like a video where the gimmick when it came out was that its title said exactly how many views were on it.
There was a few who did that, I think, around the time.
So if you, it's kind of like shout out Barry and Gam, because like Gam will always be like, does this thing check for, does it scrub its you know,
can I inject HTML into this thing?
Yes, exactly. So I'm sure YouTube is the same way, where it's just like, if you just, this is the code for this, you put it in this part of the video, it starts running in the like on the YouTube homepage. So have fun with that knowledge. So
yeah,
good times. I was thinking of I feel like at some point I should download like probably like Minecraft on my computer. I don't really want the newest version. Not that I'm not even. It's not even like a boomer thing, because like I feel like so often I'll talk about like older stuff, which I do. I just kind of like some older things more often than not, in part because I like preserving stuff. But also for Minecraft, I don't mind any of the updates, but also I kind of like it as like a more simple bare's bone approach. And I remember there's even like there are stats for what version of Minecraft is most used amongst people, and there is one, I think it's like 1.16 something like that or whatever. Like there is an older version where it's like most people play this version of Minecraft from this
112,
yeah, something like that. So like I probably like get
yeah,
that.
because a lot of the mods only work on that version.
Yeah,
like, that never get updated because yeah.
And I mean I wouldn't even want it for mods. I'd just be like, yeah, they're just I do. Yeah. For example, I don't need copper. I don't think anyone does. So.
Well, they're adding more functionality to it, but yeah, you don't need it.
Exactly. Sure. It's just like I just want to build. So I would like to chop wood and was thinking of build things with stone and what have you. So I don't necessarily need a bunch of doodads besides that. But my other point with that was like Herobrine, which is always the classic one. Like obviously there's a whole like like kid content farm stuff popped up about it, but also just in general it is kind of a similar thing of Minecraft is a big empty game outside of what you put in it, so the idea that there is something else in the world running around besides you, it's like what hello
yeah.
So that's always
I think that's what lends to all these sort of like creepy bosses,
yeah, exactly.
all these, like ARG videos and all this sort of weird stuff is it is just an empty open expanse that you can put whatever into.
Yeah. So just the idea that there is something else living, like actually living there besides sentient, you is just like what? How? What? Why? How? How is it in here? What is happening? So. Yeah. But yeah, Minecraft is definitely a very special game. It's just very funny because like definitely the movie and then like basically any merch for kids kind of picks up on the stuff that doesn't make it special, which is to say like zombies and endermen and yada yada. Like I wouldn't say that's like that's the stuff that actually does it. It's the ability to build and explore and yada yada yada. But you can't sell merch of wonder, childlike wonder.
You know what's so funny to me?
What's that?
Is that there's been a recent discussion in the Minecraft community because like Jeb, who is currently like
I was hearing something. Yeah, I was hearing something about this. Yeah,
he's like, well, we can't take out the creeper because we wouldn't have put it in the game if like we were designing this from the ground up, but like it's so iconic now we can't get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't think they should. Kind of,
yeah, it's like the antithesis to what their current philosophy is.
Yeah, and I get that, but also I think it's good to have it in there for that same reason. Not just as an artifact of an older time, but also because I don't necessarily think the idea of a creature that comes around like damaging something you built is a bad idea, especially in a survival mode where it's just like this thing has I need to repair this now, like I think that if nothing else the creeper serves that purpose of I built something, it got damaged, I need to repair it, because if it's just like zombies and skeletons and yada yada yada, they won't do any damage to your like structures really. They'll just kind of be like, let me in, and I'm like, no. But the creepers will be just like, if you set me off, your entire fucking house is going down. So so I definitely don't agree with the idea of that idea of this is antithetical to all Minecraft. It's like, no, it serves its certain purpose. You don't need more of it, that's for sure. You don't need a million things tearing down what you build, but one thing from like the early days of the game serves that purpose just fine. So, but yeah, interesting discussion for sure.
Yeah, I liked reading some of the stuff about it, and like, a lot of people agree with you, where it's like there's not a lot in this game that like directly like damages structures, so it kind of makes sense that this exists. Yeah, because like if you're playing single player, like like what is you build a structure that's there now.
So for example, For me, because they've added like one or two like mobs in terms of like, you know, like kind of like a monster that like does something in the world in the years following Minecraft. That I'm not wild about, because for me that's the kind of stuff where it's like I'm not really here for that. I'm here to build and explore a world, yada yada. And like zombies and skeletons already fill the role of this is an enemy I'm fighting, and not to mention all the stuff in the nether, yada blah blah blah. But like when they add like animals and stuff that add like crafting stuff, that I'm there for, because then it's just like you're adding more nature to the world to make it more like alive and stuff like that. Like now it's not just an oak forest that goes on forever. Like now you have more stuff going on, more to do. So that I can get behind. Like any new animals they add, I mean it's just like, oh, that's cute. Love the bees. Who doesn't love the bees that they add? Those are really cute. Those were an instant favorite. So those I'm down for. But yeah, I haven't played, honestly, much like how I've been replaying Monster Hunter Generations. I could probably just boot up Minecraft and play it for a good long. I've never beaten it because I always just want to build things in it, so I don't care about fighting a dragon.
Yeah, I've never beaten the Ender Dragon either. It's one of the things I kind of wanted to do maybe as a stream at some point, but I haven't. I've never done that either.
I want to say something. It's going to be mean. So, but all right, if we wanted to stream Minecraft together, we could do that. I was doing that with Ian, but also he does naps at random times. So, like, I love Ian. I love streaming Minecraft with him. We still do other stuff together, but yeah, I don't think Ian likes keeping to like a stream schedule, which is understandable. So,
yeah.
In terms of streaming it, less possible. I'm sure if we were just doing a Minecraft world together, that'd be less of a big deal. So, I love you.
I've always kind of wanted to do a server and just like. Yeah. It's open to stream if you want to, but it's not like we could maybe have events or something, but it's not like a dedicated thing.
Zhayde, if you want to do this, literally hit me up whenever. Hopefully sooner rather than later, just because it's one of those things where it's like if we don't, you know, do it, then Minecraft's always there. So if you don't bother doing it, then it's just not going to happen. But like, because I've been streaming art so much recently, so if you're just like, yeah, let's stream Minecraft, then it's just like that's the other kind of like art thing I'm doing. It's like. Honestly, now that I'm saying it, I might just get a server. Be like, okay.
Yeah, they're not too expensive to set up, I don't think.
I think my thing would be like, if you and I were doing it together, maybe with other friends and stuff, if we would want it like a specific version, or it's just like, no, the newest one, just whatever they're adding into the game, do that.
If you want to do a realm, you would have to do the newest.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Realms are like, I think they're the cheaper, but they're also run by like, you know, by Mojang. Specifically.
So if you don't want to support big Minecraft, then...
Well, I'm just saying, like, they probably have better support than like a generic server will, and a lot of like servers going to take a little bit more setup to do. So it just depends on what you want.
Yeah. So, all right. So, I'll Zhayde, I will pay you to narrate a book. You will in turn pay for a Minecraft server, which I will then stream on to get donations to pay you to narrate books.
We're gonna make a loop. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Positive feedback loop. So I feel like
that is always something funny with content creation, though. If you like if you get bigger, like you end up, you know, being a patron to a lot of other big content creators, or smaller content creators, and you make this like big loop.
That's the only reason I like. That's the only reason why I'm not just like, yes, communism, or like something like that, you know? Because like in the space of we're a bunch of content creators hanging out, we pass the same $5 around. Sometimes we order pizza. Like that works very well. So I'm very happy with that. So, but. Sometimes you make fun little environments. That's what it's all about, you know. So.
Yeah. Gas station wall. I still don't know what the hell I'm missing on this wall.
I don't know if people are going to be really into this next, like, part of the comic I'm making right now, or if they're going to be like, this is cringe. They could do both, you know, like, it has been a hotel exists, but fucking, a lot of people, I've seen, honestly, I'm here for it, because I've seen so many people recently be like, the show is not well written. That being said, I still like watching it, so, you know, it's like, whatever. Like, you know, go with it. So live your truth, you know, no shame.
I'm so confused.
About Has Been Hotel, I can give you the rundown of every episode right now.
No, I haven't. I need to watch it. I haven't watched it.
You don't have to. Like, it's, you know.
Well, I feel like I should. I feel like I
just to kind of understand what's like going on in a general sense.
Like I was hyped initially with the pilot, so you know, just never got around to actually watching it.
I would. Here's the thing. I don't know. I feel I'm gonna say this, and then like probably someone will point out it's like actually they don't take submissions or whatever. Like, because like that's always how it is. It's like you want to do whatever creative project, but the thing you want to do it with just doesn't want to hear from anyone. They're like, close the doors, Willy Wonka style. I would absolutely love to go into Glitch Productions, because they've really been killing it in the indie animation space. Because like a lot of people have just been joking about like they just throw money at creators to make whatever show they want, and I'm just like, I could make you a 6-episode animated series about these little pirate brothers doing silly eldritch horrors. I beg of you, Glitch, let me do it. You'll get the merch, I promise. Please. But I mean,
you can always shoot your shot.
Yeah, well, that's why I was what's it called? I was like cushioning it so much, because I guarantee. You know what? I do have Firefox open just to have the music's running. Let me do this right now. Let's see. I'll just go onto their website just to see if they have like a thing where it's like yeah, exactly, where it's just like, hey, do you have a creative idea? We need more merch to sell. We're begging you.
It's wild that they technically haven't greenlit Knights of Guinevere yet, though.
Production. That is wild, because I feel like it went well. Head of market.
It went really well, I think, yeah. Technically, I don't think it's been technically greenlit yet.
Our shows. Let's see. Shows they got right now. Amazing Digital Circus. Shocking. Gaslight District. I'm excited for that. Knights of Guinevere. That one makes me sad. Murder Drones. I don't understand that. Meta Runner. Haven't heard about it. Sunset Paradise. Lackadaisy. I think I've heard of that one before. So, 3 of these I haven't seen.
Lackadaisy was an independent project that Glitch picked up.
Gotcha. Yeah. That one I feel like I saw some stuff from.
I think Jersey D voices in that is why I originally heard about it, and then
he's also Knights of Guinevere, but they could just be you know. Yeah, Meta Runner and Sunset Paradise I haven't seen anything from, but yeah.
Murder Drones is one of their first ones.
Yeah, that's an earlier one. You can definitely see it, like, because it kind of has that like almost like red versus blue look to it in like the earlier episodes. So it definitely makes you think of earlier internet animation. But yeah. Listen, I'm just saying, whether or not people have realized it in the comics yet, that the Wallop Brothers are as much a legitimate, silly, black and white cartoon as it is a kind of like a weird mythos, you know, fucking eldritch horror deal. So, because that's the 2 things I love. So, pirates, 3 things I love: pirates, cartoons, eldritch horrors. So it's all here, all for me. So I think that's up their alley. And also, it would cost them. I would charge them $5 for the budget, because I want it to look like an old animation. So you don't need to spend too much.
I mean, it would probably be whatever. Like, I mean, if you're going to be the solo animator, they need to pay you a salary that's sufficient of that. Probably.
Glitch. Here's what I'm proposing to you right now. Pay me enough to live. And in return, I might make you a silly drawing, which you can put online. Please, thank you.
A series of silly drawings.
A series of silly drawings. How many? How fast? I can't say. I need that money to live first. Afterwards, we'll see. But yeah, if I'm being honest, I think Glitch is like the specific place where, like, if I went in with this idea, I could really knock their socks off. But I don't know. I guess I should give it a try sometime, like this week maybe. But well, I don't necessarily know specifically how to get there. So You know what all the boomers say nowadays, Zay, which is that you should just walk up to someone, hand them your resume, and the rest will work itself out. So
yeah,
that's how it works, for sure.
Yep. Definitely works. It definitely worked. I mean, to be fair, like, it did work for me once, but that was also for, like, a restaurant, so...
I was about to say, restaurants are the exception, specifically because they are constantly firing and hiring people, so...
Yes.
I know, because I, too, worked at a restaurant.
People.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Well, I wonder why when you're paying the minimum wage, but, you know, yeah, that's regardless. Or below.
Oh, restaurants are... Restaurant workers are like I've seen happier soldiers in warfare than restaurant workers. I'm only exaggerating that a little bit because fucking like their restaurant work can be very, very hard, so
no, yeah.
Especially if you're a waiter facing down the people, so
dishwashing is no fun task.
Yes,
like,
that was my job.
There's so many tasks that are just...
just nuts.
I really don't want to go back to the service industry ever again. I've done it 3 times now, and I've pretty much worked out. It doesn't work out for me.
I was literally thinking, because I went into work today, and I was like, I talk on stream so much about, like, I don't want to go back to work, but here's the thing, that's all I can feel while I'm at work, is how I don't want to be at work.
Yeah.
But, like, that's the other thing. The reason I want to make, like, creative stuff is because, like, the other thing, I was literally going through this so much last week of, I don't want to go applying to more jobs, because I don't necessarily want, quote-unquote, another job. Like, you're like, oh, but another one will, like, pay better. It's like, I don't care. I want to do literally anything else, right? I just want to do something else. It's not even about money, so... That's where I'm at. Like I was saying last night, there's probably plenty of people who, like, you know... a 9-to-5 work job sort of deal works out real good for them, and I'm happy for you. I'm kind of past that point. If I'm being, I'm kind of well and truly over it. So
yeah,
looking at other options.
Well, I just one thing I've been looking at jobs because I'm unemployed.
Yeah,
and I don't even know what I fucking want to do. Because I would much rather just sit at home and do something creative or stream or etc. etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a job too.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I'm not helping
so I've been looking
by complaining like this. So
no, you're fine.
Okay.
Because no, I agree with you. I would rather not. I think there's a lot of people who would rather not, especially for the pay that people are getting lately.
Oh, for sure.
But I would really like a job, not like yours, but at the same hours as yours.
Oh, for
like
sure.
Late night.
Absolutely. Do you know how much I thought 9 to 5 was bullshit until I got my specific... That's why I'm not applying to other jobs. I know for a fact I could go get like a job at like Kohl's or something, like the most milquetoast, just standard board, a place only open from 9 to 5, and I'd be like, hello, I'd like a job, and they'd be like, okay, you start on the night shift, you'll be working like 12 to 3, and like the pay's okay, I guess, but your schedule will be so completely fucked. Like, that is another reason why I'm just like, no, I'm not, I'm good. I have a job. I'm very thankful for that. I would not like another one. So.
I just really don't want a job that eats up my day.
No,
I've been looking for a job that I could just...
I
could just change my schedule slightly and stay up later for. Or wake up early and get it done with in the morning.
I'm so fucking thankful I'm hanging out with you right now because this is what I was literally saying this last night because I saw a comic where it's like someone doing a simple task. I'm explaining this to you even though if anyone was watching the VODs, they're like, oh, he's saying it again. But
thank you explaining it for me.
Yeah, but it's like a comic and someone is doing a simple task, right? And someone comes up to them, they're like, oh, do you like doing that? And they're like, yeah, it's really fun. They're like, would you like to do it 40 hours a week for the rest of your life? And they're like, no, I don't think there's anything I want to do that much. Yeah. And this is like, I feel that's why I was saying that's why I'm drawn to the creative industry, because it's less like do this forever for the rest of your life and be like complete this project here and then, you know, it will reap the dividends afterwards. So which is more appealing to me of just like complete a project and then move on from there. So
yeah, because with creative stuff, like you end up, even if it's the same thing, right? Even if I'm just doing voice acting, it's a different project every time.
Yes,
like it's not going to be the one thing all the time.
Yeah.
You're going to work with different people. You're going to see a different aspect of things. You're going to voice someone different. Like,
I wanted to make
it's the same with like drawing or whatever.
Yeah. I wanted to make a joke about like the restaurant industry, but the only restaurant I could think of was Chili's, and I was like, I'm not gonna say this because they worked at a Chili's. Yeah, because I know, but I was gonna be like, it's not like you're serving the same guy at Chili's every day, like every week. For
my lord, that's not true though.
It's different people all the time at Chili's. There's no way you worked at Chili's like in the front and saw different. You had to see the same people a couple times.
Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. Is like you serve literally the same people.
Oh, okay.
Like on a week-to-week basis.
Okay.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, I thought you were saying the opposite.
No.
You have regulars and then you occasionally get new people.
Yeah.
Like you see the same like 10 faces every day or every week at minimum. Like
it's such a weird feeling because I'd be a little obscure about it because I don't want to like put my job I have currently on blast on stream, but fucking like I work at a hospital. I get such a weird emotion when I see someone a second time because one, it's more work for me, and also you're in the hospital again. That's not great. So it's just like I do say it to them too. I'm like, I don't like having repeat customers. I'm sorry you're back in the hospital. Like that's not good.
I think that's an understandable sentiment. It's like
no one is happy. No one is happy this is happening right now. Let's all agree on that really quick. The same cannot be said for a restaurant, because I don't know how much like special stuff Chili's did, but fucking I worked at like it's so wild because like I've lived to some degree in like bumfuck, New Jersey, right? So keeping that in mind, I worked at a restaurant that wasn't a chain, it was like a singular restaurant, and the guy wanted it to be really fancy, and I was like, my guy, this is your fault. You bought a location in bumfuck New Jersey. I don't know what you want from us or the people coming here. But they would have parties late at night, and what that means is there's people outside having a lot of fun, and you're very angry because it's 1 o'clock in the morning and you want to go home because you have to be back there the next day. And I'm just like, I'm upset because they're partying, but I am not partying, that's for sure. So
yeah, if I ever ended up owning like a restaurant, I would close at fucking 9. Like,
you are out of here.
So, I'd be like, no, you don't understand. This is on my schedule, not on your schedule.
Everyone likes a good tough restaurant owner, except for the people who like to walk over restaurant, people, but those people suck, so we don't have to pay attention to them. Yeah. Also, I need a tissue real quick. A little tissue. Anyway, be nice to service workers.
Yes, be nice to service workers, for God's sake. It's so easy. It's so easy to be nice. If you have a problem with being nice, you need to go get some therapy or something, because... it really shouldn't be that hard.
Zayde, can I say something that might get me into the psych ward? Because we'll see. I have... like, when someone's like mean to a service worker or me or just anyone in general, and like clearly it's to some degree because they haven't been in the other position before, and they just have no sympathy. Like, lately, the only thing I can think of is like, you need to suffer. Like, it's like all that goes through my. This is like, you don't understand it. So in that game, we must teach you. It's literally the Key and Peele sketch of like, God is the teacher, Derek is the student, and I am the Israelite. Just like, people are just crazy. That's the big thing.
My parents are bizarre people, but one thing what my mom would say, at least occasionally, I think my dad would echo it, is that like everyone should like have a mandatory, you have to work like 6 months in the service
I've heard that before. 100%.
Because it's like, there's so many people who do not understand like how tough that job is, and how like it's like how crazy people can get.
What was I thinking of? I was gonna say a thing, because there's mandatory military service, right? I don't know if that's anywhere other than South Korea. I feel like there's
Switzerland.
Yeah, well, okay, Switzerland. That's one of them. Because, like, there are places that do that. And it's like, my God, no one is...
military training.
Yeah, no one is coming by here. Does everyone need to be in the military once in their life? That seems a little excessive. But meanwhile, it's like, no, everyone should know what it's like to work a shitty service job, because chances are you are going to go to like Wendy's at some point in your life, and you need to be nice to those service workers. So
like, I haven't technically worked fast food, and I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine. It's got to be so much more ass than the restaurant shops I've worked.
Just because I've done this twice now, by no means is service industry better than the military. If you can't tell, I mean, worse than the military. If you can't tell, funny thing that happened twice is just like, you know, I was thinking about how like random it's weird that America of all places doesn't have it, but like, you know, random countries will have like mandatory military service, but none of them have mandatory like fast food service to understand what that is like. So
I mean, it makes sense when you think about it for like 2 seconds. But
I know, but still.
Well, because like, and the reason why Switzerland does is because it's like they function on like a militia basis, like an actual true militia basis. Yeah. So
they gotta call up the Avengers anytime something goes on, so they gotta make sure those Avengers are ready. So
yeah,
Mark Ruffalo.
Everyone has like a gun too in Switzerland. Like,
damn, I didn't know Switzerland was like that.
Yeah, like gun ownership in Switzerland is 100%, but it's 140% of the United States. So
damn, they have
something.
They have the Matterhorn, and they just have everyone just ready to fight at all times. I need to check out Switzerland. I gotta look up where the Matterhorn is, damn it. Because it's gonna be somewhere else.
It's near there, right? I don't remember actually either. That sounds right.
Matterhorn.
I don't know why that sounds right. Is it in the Alps?
Peak in Europe. Yes, it is in the Alps. And the Alps is, between Switzerland and Italy. Switzerland is...
Yes, that's where Switzerland is.
Switzerland's
right above Italy.
That's wild. I always pictured it as snowy, and no one pictures Italy as snowy, so... I'm sure there's...
Well, Switzerland's high up, because it's in the Alps in a lot of places. Or at least it's like, a lot of the altitude is high.
So it's not that it's north, it's that it's literally just up. It's not that...
Well, I mean, you have to consider, too, that most of Europe is north of, like...
That is true.
It's farther north than most of the United States.
What was I thinking of? So, one of my favorite authors is Jules Verne, right? And one of his books is Mysterious Island, which I liked reading as a kid. And I literally bought it from my school library, because when I was looking at it at other places, it was a different translation from French. So, like, things would be very different, and it wouldn't have illustrations in the version I liked. So I was like, give this one to me now, because I liked it that much. But, like, in that book, they are on, you won't believe this, an island. And as they're trying to figure things out, their leader, because there's like 5 guys, and like it's 5 guys, burgers and fries, and their leader is Cyrus. He's a pretty smart engineer, and he figures out that the island they've stranded themselves on is roughly the latitude of Spain. And he's like, so we should probably get ready for the winter. And they're just like, isn't Spain like warm though? And it's like, Spain had he's like, no, it's all pretty far north, and Spain has some pretty harsh winters. So We should probably try and not starve to death while we're here. That would be for the best. So that's always just whenever I think of Spain, I mean, I can only think of that from the book of just like, no, Spain gets cold. So
Spain is like one of the most southern parts of Europe.
Yeah, so then you think about Italy, which is globes are weird. Globes are just weird. So
well, yeah.
I've gotten a lot of videos on my feed of just like someone taking suggestions on ways to like fuck with the solar system and stuff in a simulation.
Yeah.
And what I've liked is that I've seen suggestions get more specific, because like people will try stuff and then like because of the specifics of space, like Earth gets fucking destroyed by radiation or heat or what have you, and they're just like, okay,
moving things even slightly.
Yeah, exactly. So then people have started to be like, make this livable, like just make this survivable, and he's like, you got it. So, which I like, because I do think it kind of takes the fun out of things, where it's like, okay, I'll do what you asked, the fucking genie rules, I'll do what you said specifically, and now all life has perished, and it's like, that's not what I meant, and I wanted to live in a cool space location, don't be mean about this. So
that's funny.
I would love it if, I mean, I probably wouldn't think about it much because it would just be the way things always were, but it'd be cool if Earth had like in some way developed as like the moon of like a gas giant or something, you know, just like we were roughly same position in sun but also spinning around big Jupiter, and just get to see that all the time.
Like big whenever we colonized Europa.
Yeah. You're thinking far ahead, Zhayde, but I appreciate the big thoughts. So.
Only the year like 4000 something. It's fine. It's only like.
All right, we could be robots by then. You don't know. What was I just thinking of? I feel like, here's the thing. I'm not even trying to take a pessimistic attitude for that. I just feel like I've heard, especially since I was like a kid, they're like, those moons aren't all their crap, you know, they don't got like an atmosphere, yada yada yada, so they're cool to study. Who knows if we'll like build houses on them or anything like that, but
yeah, Europa doesn't have one yet. Well, you'd be below the surface of the ice.
Yeah,
ideally, is probably where you would be constructing any sort of civilization.
Cool. Yeah, be like, well, didn't find any cool alien fish down here, so might as well start building something, because not letting all this go to waste. That'd be fun.
I want there to be a cool alien fish, though.
It would be cool to have a cool alien fish, so. I'm gonna get so weird and niche about TikTok stuff right now, but go with me. So.
That's fine, you're giving me all new information, because I don't have a TikTok.
Okay, do you know what the tripod fish is?
Yes, I have seen it, yes.
Okay, apparently there was a video someone posted recently about the life of a tripod fish, and they painted it as a very sad existence, because apparently tripod fish mostly live alone like their entire life, like even in terms of other tripod fish they don't really hang out, like they just kind of sit there.
I figured that's what you meant when you said alone.
Yeah. And apparently everyone's like, that poor creature, and a lot of people who know fish are just like, that's just, it doesn't care. It's fun. It's not like actively in pain or anything. It's just like it just sits there and it eats. That's a lot of animals kind of do that, and it's designed specifically to do that. So it's doing all right.
Like it has no concept of loneliness probably, because this is its normal day to day. You know.
Also, that kind of stuff made me be like, wow, is being an introvert truly actually that? Like, you know, like, is it? I didn't necessarily think it was quote unquote mainstream, but seeing so many people like, oh, that poor creature living alone for so long, it's just like, that's it. That's what's making you.
Probably have friends and family that do that. I mean, you should go check on them.
Like, because I definitely have seen similar videos where it's like, hey, this thing is born, and things aren't going well for it. Two fish examples are the oarfish and the anglerfish. The oarfish, because it's just big. It's a big fish. Yeah, it's a very big fish. And it's hard to manage such big fish all the time, such a big fish body all the time. And then anglerfish, because, I mean, guy anglerfishes are just lady ball sacks, just for the rest of their lives.
Pretty much, yeah.
Those are worse. Those are definitely worse, so. having everything bump into you and bite you, and then living in dark and being a ball sack. So, go on.
Do they even retain their brain after that happens?
No, no, everything is gone. It is literally just...
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't... To some degree, for me, because I'm of the opinion we never really actually know what's going on in an animal's brain when we study it, because it's not like we can look through their eyes or stuff like that. We can make good guesses. We can make
some good assumptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, actually being just like, this is what the animal feels and thinks at all times. It's like, maybe. Like, I could accept, in some reality, that the male anglerfish is basically just an autopilot kind of creature. Just being like, gotta find a lady, gotta become a ball sack, that's life. You know, just not really thinking about anything else, right? The creature that freaks me out the most is the koala bear. Koala bear. Do you know about koala bear, Zhayde, or no?
I know they're super lazy and the babies have to eat their mother's shit. Yeah, I know that much.
Zhayde, you don't know the half of it.
Okay.
Do you know the term smooth brain?
Oh, yeah, I forgot they don't have wrinkles, right?
No, they have bubblegum brain. They can't... them thinking they can. I don't think they can. That's what I'm getting at, is that they horrify me, because I don't know if they can think, and, like, the fact that they're shaped like a teddy bear and they move, and they maybe aren't actually conscious, is terrifying. Like, do you know...
Eldritch, if you think about it.
Yeah, exactly. You know how they eat eucalyptus? That's the only thing they eat, which is one thing. But do you know what happens?
It gives them a it's a drug essentially.
No. Yes, but no, because so they eat the eucalyptus leaves, right? They eat the eucalyptus leaves. If you gave a koala some eucalyptus leaves, it wouldn't know how to eat it. Because the only way it knows how to eat eucalyptus leaves is when they're on the branch. So you literally have to simulate for it as if it's eating on the branch. Because if it isn't, it doesn't know how to eat. They will die of starvation if they don't find eucalyptus specifically on the branch. That's how bad they are. Like,
so if they're in a zoo, they have to like make a bush for them.
Exactly. Yes. That is how, like, I don't want to say brain dead, but like legitimately, that's how they are, and it's terrifying once you learn about that.
Yeah.
I've seen more people talk about like that kind of stuff in the sunfish. I think the sunfish is fine. The sunfish is chilling. Whether or not it thinks... Yeah, exactly. Whether or not it thinks very much, clearly it doesn't have to. Nothing eats it. It just kind of sits there. Yeah. And, like, it's not... That's the thing I know about the sunfish, is, like, things do bite it, but, like, it's not, like, nutritionally healthy. So it's not, like, the main course of any sea animal. So why would it have to think? It's fine.
Yeah, if it could just float around and
just vibe, it's fine. The koala should have to think, because it has to like climb and find food and take care of babies, but it doesn't. That's not good. So.
Well, it doesn't even take care of babies.
Exactly. Yeah. So koalas are not great. Sorry about
others just like leave their children on the ground afterwards, and the children eat the mother's food.
Cool. This is why I will jump to the defense of the sunfish, and then immediately just will immediately bring up the koala, because those things are far more concerning to me in so many ways.
It's bizarre that something like that managed to evolve to exist.
Yeah, especially in Australia of all places, like
of all places,
of the most, like, with the most deadly animals in the world. And it's like, also, this thing doesn't think at all. It doesn't think about its surroundings in the slightest. So
this thing barely has a brain.
I know, and yet here it is. So isn't nature beautiful like that? Zhayde, how much were you the one talking? Were we I was definitely talking to someone about Rick before. Was I talking to you about Rick, or no?
Rick the yeah, I thought you were talking about Sanchez for some reason, but no, I understand now. Yeah,
better Rick.
Rick, yeah.
Because also Kine is in the game, hanging out somewhere. Hopefully, Koo's somewhere in the game. I was saying a lot recently. I hope they make a 3D game with the animal friends as like traversal options. That would rule. I'd pay $1 million for that. So Please.
I saw a picture on Twitter of just everybody in the lobby
being Rick.
picking Rick. Yeah.
Yes. It's
I saw like one person who was Kirby, and I was like, "Wow, so creative are we?"
I will immediately listen. Rick, first off, I love that Rick's a solo rider. I would love Kyan and Ku to be there too. Arguably, they should probably be there more than like Rocky, and you know.
Yeah, that
like,
one is very funny though.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. I love all of them. It would be great if all of them were there all the time, but Rick being a solo rider as opposed to like a group option, like he wasn't Star Allies, that's great. The fact that his ultimate is just him running, because he do run, even better. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Kumazaki, I know Sakurai won't be there, so it's Kumazaki. Give me them in a 3D game. I will do anything for you. I beg of you. So love a Kirby. There's so many games I should play, but I should like replay like not Crystal Shard. No, I already did that. No. Epic Yarn. That's what I wanted to say. Epic Yarn's good.
Epic Yarn's good. I was kind of disappointed with it when I originally played it because I think I was used to like Crystal Shards and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like I went from that to that for some reason. Yeah. But then I was like, no, this is a fun game. When
I was trying to get into Kirby, like that's where it was at kind of as a franchise at the moment, where it's like Epic Yarn and the Rainbow Curse have just came out. So like in terms of like a Crystal Shards Superstar style game where you're like in a level getting copy abilities, they hadn't been doing that. Zhayde won a parrot. Let me see. No one's been in chat, so I haven't been looking at that. But I mean like then Triple Ducks came out, yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff. But Epic Yarn is cool, especially when you think about it. It's kind of just like the first Dreamland, in that Kirby can't get copy abilities, but he can he can just like inhale an enemy and throw it back at something. Like that's kind of how Epic Yarn works, which is fun. So Zhayde, let me just say something real quick. Paula has asked for a parrot, so I will summon Junk Synchron in attack position. Junk Synchron's ability will allow me to summon a second parrot that is level 2 or lower from my graveyard. So I will summon Tedo. I don't know why she came out, but you know, she's here. Put that right there. I love Zhayde. You're not watching my stream, nor should you be. Nope. It's just you don't know anything. You don't really do Yu-Gi-Oh or anything like that, right? So you wouldn't know.
I tried to watch. So I watched most of the first season, and then I watched a bit of the second season. But then beyond that, no.
Okay, because I'm talking not even about like Duel Monsters. This is 5Ds, but I was thinking of, because like I love Yusei's monsters. Like the Junk Warrior archetype is like my favorite archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Here's the thing. Junk Synchron, one of the main monsters in that group, right? He's a little orange guy, and he has an Elmer Fudd hat, right? And that's funny. Okay? He looks cute. But the thing is, Yusei has another monster in his deck, right? And in the English dub, it's called Sonic Chick, right? But in Japanese, it's called Roadrunner.
Okay.
And I don't know if I don't think any of his other monsters are like this. Why does one look like Elmer Fudd? Why is the other one called Roadrunner? And that's it? I realized that when I was watching it myself. And it started driving me crazy, because I know his monsters pretty well. Funny. None of the other ones are like this.
So very Looney Tunes coded.
Just two specifically are Looney Tunes coded. And it's... So... I'm sorry to dump my conspiracy theory on you like that.
That's fine.
I brought Junk Synchron out, and I started thinking about it immediately. Well, synchro summoning is fun. I like Stardust Dragon. We were talking about deep sea creatures. I like Stardust Dragon because he kind of looks like a goblin shark, which is a weird design for a good guy, dragon. Not typically what you would think of. So I was going to ask, Zhayde, do you have a favorite sea creature in particular that you can think of?
Favorite sea creature. You know, I have thought about making like a whole PowerPoint, like not PowerPoint, like an Excel document where I store my favorites. So I don't have to think.
That is because that is a question that comes up between people a lot, and like you don't need a favorite of anything, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good way to like also like just have like a conversation. So.
Yeah. Well, because sometimes people do. I would argue people do have a favorite of something somewhere, you know, in like some subject. Yeah. And they want to talk about that, you just have to find what subject it is. So.
Yeah. Favorite sea creature. There's a few that I've definitely liked over the years. I'm trying to think of ones though, because my brain. I feel like my brain is slow sometimes.
No, I feel it. It's brain frog. Brain frog?
Brain.
The brain frog. The brain frog. Right, the brain frog.
Brain frog. I think COVID fucked everything up in my head. Anyway.
Understandable.
Man, I swear I used to have like a go-to answer. I mean, I like octopi.
Octopi, cool.
Octopod.
Octopi are wild animals for like the opposite reason of koala bears, which is like they get to the intelligence of like human children, and they live about as long. So, don't you know? Like, I don't. Whether or not they could do more if we could make like an immortal octopus, I guess remains to be seen.
Okay, the reason why I'm laughing is because the way you worded that made it sound like the octopi live as long as human children.
I mean, how long do most octopi live?
They live, I think, 3 years is 3 to 5.
Oh, so you're not laughing because I'm saying that octopi get to ages human children get to. You're laughing because I made it sound like human children die at the age of octopi. I see. Yes. I understand where I have gone wrong.
Yes, that is why I was laughing.
Victoria.
But no, yeah, they're super intelligent. And yeah, if they could live longer, like we've in captivity, I think they've lived up to 5 years. I think normally in the wild they only live 3 years or so. Yeah,
I do.
Which is a very short lifespan.
I do love an animal that lives longer in captivity than in the nature, just because there's a lot that don't, in part because we can't really replicate certain environments and yada 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 yada.
Yeah, like possums, I think, gain a year on their lifespan, but it's not like that significant. Possums are also very short-lived.
Yeah, but
which is very sad because they're cute and they're really good for the forest.
100%. I would get a pet possum. I would be sad when it passed away, which is not great. But that's kind of the case.
You'd be getting one every 3 to 5 years.
I know.
It's
I wouldn't want that.
Or 2 to 4. I think it's actually 2 to 4 for possums.
Honestly, I'm surprised how long rabbits live, if I'm being so real, and I'm glad for it. So I don't want to think about that, but still, love my babbit. What else was I thinking of with sea creatures? Oh, I was just gonna say because, like, you know, humans aren't always trying to be assholes. Sometimes we like and want to help animals. So when one does better in captivity than in nature, it's like we did it, Joe. We're doing it. We're helping them out. Love to see it.
I used to hate zoos, but then I realized that most zoos are doing conservation work. So I actually kind of understand now.
Zhayde, you should come up to Jersey and visit the fucking Cape May County Zoo. It is like one of the best zoos in the world. I fucking love going there. It is so good. I did know I'm live. It didn't help that my internet crashed, but you know. Yeah. I love the Cape May County Zoo in large part because there's an entire section of it where they have a boardwalk and you just walk through the woods for a while, and on the far side of the woods they have a savanna set up with giraffes and zebras and ostriches, and it fucking rules. The Cape May County Zoo rules. So
that sounds pretty rad. Yeah,
everyone donate to it. Everyone give the animals your money. So they beg of you.
But I guess so I mean there's other. So I think one thing that's funny is, like, I feel like a lot of my knowledge of sea creatures actually comes from Animal Crossing. No, that's like specific fish.
I am like literally trying to do that with my card game to some degree, with like storytelling and mythology and stuff like that, or like you write little stuff down on the card, because that's a completely valid way to do it. Of like listen, this game had a lot of little facts in it about, you know, animals and nature and stuff like that. So you're valid for that, Zhayde.
But I wanted to, yeah. Do you have a favorite sea creature?
Honestly, there's a lot of them. I don't know if I could pick a favorite. I feel like some of the weirder sharks are definitely up there. Like, I feel like I could confidently say, like, cookie cutter shark. Even though I don't know if I call that, like, my favorite sea creature. But...
They're pretty gnarly.
Yeah. I mean, it's so weird. Because, like... Okay. Because, like, you have that one sea lice that replaces a thing tongue, right? And that's like straight xenomorph behavior. And it's not...
Yeah, that's real... Yeah.
That's not good for the animal, right? We can all agree with this. Cookie cutter sharks are gnarly, but in arguably, like, the least harmful way possible. Because they're going up to animals so much bigger than themselves and literally taking pieces the animals, like, barely notice because, like, that's the size difference of, like, this is a meal to me. This is, like, you know, like, like just, like, a little prick to you. So thank you so much for that. So, that like, if a cookie cutter shark finds, like, an elephant seal or something, I doubt the elephant seal would even notice that it was there, despite, you know, big cookie shape now missing from elephant seal, but they're wild. Also, thresher sharks are pretty great. They are insane. So, love a thresher shark. You know about those guys.
Whale sharks.
What's that?
I like whale sharks.
Whale sharks
go
are
on
great.
about thresher sharks.
No.
I'm sure I've heard about them. I just don't remember.
Okay, so Zayde, I want you to think of like a shark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think of a shark. Now make it like a little skinny. Give it like puppy dog eyes. You with me so far?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do me a favor. Go to the back of that shark. You with me? Take the top tip of its tail. Now make it longer than the shark. Make it much longer than the shark.
Yeah. Oh.
That's a thresher shark.
Yeah. I remember those.
And do you know how they do you know that they use those tails in practical day-to-day use or no?
I mean, I figured they would, otherwise why evolve to have them?
And they do use their tails like a bullwhip, in case you are curious. So they will
makes sense.
like, because you know they got those like bait balls, but fish move, which is like hard to catch. Who wants to do that? So they just run up to them, whack it with the end of the tail, and it kills at least one of the. It kills one of the fish for sure.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
probably stuns a few of them. So yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, usually when something has a long tail, they use it as a weapon.
Really?
Most of the time. There's a lot of animals that you will use their tail as a weapon if they have a long tail. Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. Like I know for bait and like distraction and stuff. You know, like there's plenty of
like iguanas.
Do iguanas use their tail as a weapon?
Yep, they use it as a little whip.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
I mean,
I love an iguana.
That's actually their primary weapon, which is kind of a, because like they can bite.
Yeah, I was about to say they got like they don't got like teeth, but they got chompers on them. So
yeah, they can bite, but their bite force isn't like crazy, and like I mean it can hurt. Obviously, it can obviously probably.
It leaves a mark. I've seen it leave a mark on someone, but not like.
Their main way of like combating like something that's coming at them, trying to eat them, is to swat them with their tail.
No, that's fun.
But that's also their other means of defense is to detach their tail, their weapon.
That's
so
last ditch effort. Yeah. Okay, well, Zaya, don't be so judgy. You wouldn't be so judgy if like a fighter pilot ejected from a plane. You're not just like, why didn't they hang on to the plane? It would have been good. It would have been good. It would have been good to have the plane still. It's like, yeah, well, situation was kind of moving past that.
Yeah, I mean, it just takes a lot of energy for them to regrow.
Oh, I can imagine.
So
very last ditch effort
like,
sort of stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's supposed to be. Sometimes that happens anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
they're like, oh, well, that's not. Yeah.
That's why they tell you not to mess with a lot of animals. Not even just because to be safe, but sometimes the animals freak out, do a thing, and they don't need to do that thing. So it'd be better if you just left them the hell alone for the time being.
Yeah.
What was I thinking of? I feel like I was thinking of a different creature. Oh, I kind of wish, you know, I got that good old tism, Zayde. I don't know if you can relate, but I don't have dinosaur tism, which is I'm kind of sad about. I wish I knew more about dinosaurs, but I could say my favorite dinosaur, which is Ankylosaurus, because I've talked about it before. You know the mummy we got of it? That thing's cool as hell. I want to go see that.
That is pretty cool, yeah.
And you were talking about things that use like their tails as weapon, and those were like all armored. They got like the heavy tails, so love an Ankylosaurus.
I'm sure the T-Rex used its tail too, because it's a meaty fucking thing as far as we know.
Yeah, I feel like it was from what I've seen, it kind of looks like it was like a counterweight situation, but I don't know anything about it.
Oh, it's more counterweight, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's why kangaroo's tails are kind of big.
That's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Counterweight than anything, yeah.
Was it? I don't know. The last thing I literally heard about T-Rexes were like essentially that they were like chasing down food, because like they didn't have to. They were massive. Like they could just kind of walk after anything in a leisurely pace, eventually catch up to it and eat it, because which makes it really sound like T-Rexes weren't doing too much back in the day, because why would they have to? They were some of the biggest meat eaters in the world.
Yeah, if you're that big, you don't want to use energy.
No.
Because,
that's what I'm saying.
So, why would you be chasing things out? Yeah.
Because, like, I'm not trying to rebuke what you were saying, but, like, considering the last... It's just funny, because the last thing I heard was just, like, they didn't do anything. They just sat there, and they bit things that came near them, so...
Well, they might have... Who knows? They could have been even scavengers.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's why No, go on.
Oh, look, these raptors took down this brontosaurus by biting it 1,000 times. I'm going to eat the rest of it.
Yeah, they don't need all of that, so fucking... I feel like that's one reason I want to be I wish I was a dinosaur kid, because I would, I'd love to know what dinosaurs actually lived at, like, the same time as other dinosaurs, because, there's Yeah. In, like, Jurassic Park, they're like, that's not right. Those didn't live at the same time at all.
Yeah, Jurassic Park had a lot of, like, hey, this is from the Jurassic, the Triassic, and the Cretaceous. This is not how this works.
They are further apart from each other than we are from them, which is upsetting, to say the least.
Yeah. Timescales are crazy.
Oh, for sure.
Geological timescales are crazy.
I think, like, as I've talked about, like, making card games and stories, I feel like that's legitimately... And, like, Tolkien kind of had a problem with this himself. Like, that is a problem, building, like, an entire world. Because, like, I don't want to say there was periods of Earth where nothing was happening, but there were long periods of Earth where humans weren't around. So, so much time. So, like, if you're trying to build, like, an entire world, filling something like that out is almost incomprehensible, so... It can be.
I mean, a lot of people just borrow from Earth.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
Well, we know this, so there's no real reason. Let me just start with this, and then
go from that. Yeah, but I was gonna say, just like with what we don't know about dinosaurs, that's why I can kind of confidently say Ankylosaurus is my favorite. It's like, look at this one we have, like, for real. This, like, real one we have that's just kind of sitting there. This is like the most we know about any dinosaur, kind of. So. That's fun.
Well, they're cool anyway, because they're just a long thing, so...
No, of the dinosaurs we could have gotten, like, a fucking mold of, they are one of the better ones to have, so... It's cool as hell. Oh my goodness, zhayde! Do you know about Heliocorpion, or however you pronounce it?
Maybe if you pronounce it correctly, I'm just kidding.
No, you're right for calling me out on that. Okay, zhayde. So... Imagine a shark, right? Imagine another shark, right? Kind of slim again. Okay, right?
Okay.
Now do me a favor. Take a buzzsaw, glue that sucker onto the bottom of the shark's jaw.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about the ancient.
Extinct shark. So.
Extinct shark. Yeah, the one that had, like, its whole bottom jaw basically, like, circles around underneath it.
Yeah, exactly. Where they found the teeth and they're like, what the fuck could this have possibly been?
Yeah. It was nature's first attempt at giving sharks infinite teeth, I think, maybe. Here's one way to mutate your genes.
I don't know.
I don't know about this.
That could be... That's upsetting in a lot of ways, if I'm being so completely real with you. I would have loved to be... I don't know if I would have liked to be an archaeologist or paleontologist in general. I would have liked to be one on that day when they found the first one of those, because I imagine the person just screamed. They probably just screamed for a while out of horror and fucking, you know. Just...
It is, like, there's a lot of ancient animals that are just kind of terrifying.
Yes.
Because, like, it's just random chances, like, you know,
oh, for sure.
manipulating DNA, and it's like, does this work? Oh, well, okay, here's a whole species around this weird thing that kind of works for a little bit.
I will say, that is kind of like, pig! Thank you, pig. I don't know what you're doing. I was gonna say,
Hiya, pig.
That's some of my comfort in when humans go wrecking nature. It's like, it's kind of sucks that we lose, like, species doing that. Like, it's not great. But also, life has endured for a long time, and a lot of different species have evolved, yada, yada, yada. So, like, wheel keeps turning. So, if we wreck it for ourselves, that's on us. Nature will just, you know, keep rolling the ball around. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Metroid Prime, nature won't persist if Samus has anything to say about that. That's what I know about Metroid.
Well, but she likes that one Metroid.
She likes that one Metroid. Well, it's not around anymore, so that's a big problem for everything else.
Yeah. The baby.
The baby. Lord, I should that's not. I mean, it will probably be quick because that's like the point of Metroid. Like replaying the 2D Metroids, you do it a little faster, but replay those. Play Dread again because Dread fucking rules. But yeah, welcome on in, Raiders. I'm Cahill. Zhayde is here. He's streaming too, I believe. We're just hanging out. Yeah, so if you want to check him out, I don't think I can give you a shout out because I just gave Pig one, but.
I mean, you can. It just won't do the thing on the top, but I just don't worry about it. Either way,
I'm just gonna spell the word Zhayde for my own well-being. But yeah, I'm working on comics right now because I'm an artist and I'm doing a big comic. It's a big fight scene. I don't know if anyone will like it, but I'm doing my best at it. So trying.
And I'm power washing.
Zhayde is power washing, which is a different art form.
In a video game.
Especially drawing dicks everywhere. And you might say, well, Zhayde is ace. Why would he be drawing dicks? Dicks are unisexual. No, that might surprise you for a lot of reasons. Go on, Zhayde.
I don't know why, but as a kid, I never really got into doing that.
Oh, me neither. So, I remember a kid showing me how to do, like, how they would draw dicks over the place when we were hanging out one time. And I'm like, oh, neat. And then I still didn't do it. So
I never understood why people did it. I was like,
I think they were just funny to get away with something like that.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, yeah. But when I was a kid, I didn't understand.
No,
but then now I'm like, yeah, I guess they're just having a laugh.
Vandalism is funny, Zhayde, objectively. So.
Well.
Zhayde, I have someone for you to talk to. They're called Banksy.
Oh my lord. Art is a little different than, you know, all graffiti. I like graffiti, though, a lot of the time.
Yeah, graffiti can be real cool. What was I just thinking of? That we were talking about dinosaurs, and...
You were talking about dinosaurs. Specifically sharks with weird teeth configurations, but...
I think you and me had this conversation before, but I literally saw another video today talking about time travel being terrifying. Just because, like, even if you don't mess with something, it can, like, change things. And I was like, no one gets it. And I talked to Zhayde about it, where it's like, time travel can be terrifying. Because if you go into the past and you see something that no one else knows about, because no one is alive anymore to have remembered that moment, you're the only one who saw it. And that would be horrifying, so.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine, like, actually, if you went back in time and saw dinosaurs, it might, like, fuck you up a little bit, because... Giant lizards would be the thing.
It might unlock a new phobia if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah. You remember, like, dinosaurs are really neat, and then you go back in time, you're like, oh god.
Yeah, you go back in time, you're in a forest where there was not a forest before. And, like, you're kind of surprised, you know, because, like, insects are buzzing, and in a lot of ways, like, it's a little warm, but it's kind of the same. And then two giant glowing eyes poke out from the bushes, and it's connected to a lizard bigger than the house you live in. And that would make me shit my pants. Not to even mention other, like, human history things that might mess you up if you're just like, oh no, I saw that with my own eyes. I can never forget what I just saw there, because it was one of the biggest moments in human history. So...
Yeah.
Time travel is a bad idea. I think a lot of people know this, but just in case you were thinking about it.
I mean, I'm always of the opinion, time travel is a thing I could definitely talk about for hours. I'm always of the opinion that if you go back in time, you're creating a new timeline, so you actually literally do not change the past or change the future, because you physically cannot.
You've just kind of switched to a new universe in general.
It's basically the whole, well, it's sort of kind of how it's explained in Back to the Future.
I was gonna say, Zayde, what's I thinking of? Because I feel like I was seeing a whole thing about, like, writing bad time travel plots, yada yada yada.
Well, I think it's fine to do whatever you want in fiction.
Yeah,
but
I think it's more interesting to do other things. Like, you know, it's just like this is either very tropey or it's just not done well at all. But I was gonna ask you, Zayde, would you consider Dragon Ball Z to be good time travel writing, yay or nay?
I actually haven't watched that much Dragon Ball.
Gotcha. Because
I know Trunks goes back in time.
Yes, but essentially, it's kind of what you're saying, in that Trunks goes back in time to stop the androids from killing everyone, right? He does that. That does nothing for him, because what it does is it creates basically a new universe where, like, Goku and everyone's doing dandy, right? But he goes back to where he came from, that future. He didn't actually alter the past. He made a branching timeline, so everyone's still dead in his thing. So it's like, is that better? Is that worse? Yada yada yada. So
well, that's how it would. Like, if you could go back to your original timeline, if it was like somehow you're like locked coordinates to your original timeline, you would just go back to the same shitty world you came from. Nothing would have changed. You would have just made a new universe where things are better.
I feel like that would be fun from a time traveler's, like, what was the thing? We'd definitely talk about this, but I'd say that as I kept reiterating that we have talked about time travel before, but I feel like that would be fun from the time traveler's perspective, because from the universe perspective that you went to, like, you know, who gives a fuck? Like, that's just how history plays out now, right? Like, maybe you change the little thing and things play out differently, but that's just history. Like, no one's gonna fault anyone for that. And from your perspective, you got to go back in time and see stuff from, like, your history. So, like, kind of, I don't want to say a win-win in both situations, but, like, no harm, no foul, more or less. So,
yeah,
I don't know, but I do kind of like Doctor Who's thing of, like, you can walk around all you want, don't mess with this one thing. I beg of you, please don't mess with this one thing. It will screw all of us forever. So
I like a lot of the, like, lore and stuff. I like the way Doctor Who's written to be in a certain way.
I think it's, like, general mythos is a little, like, too much. Like, it's a little all over the place. But in terms of just, like, how they...
Well, that's what happens when you get a lot of different writers writing it over the years.
For sure.
Yeah.
But in terms of just, like, them, how they explain time travel and stuff like that, that I'm all on board for. Like, this is the TARDIS, this is how that works, this is the time travel, that's how that works, yada yada yada. So that I'm very down for. So
well, I like stuff like, I like the concept of fixed points in time. I don't think they would physically exist IRL. I don't think that doesn't make any sense scientifically.
So I don't think it so, like, for example, I don't think that's how time travel could work, in the sense that I don't think it could be, like, a human-centric thing, right? Like, I don't think things human think are important would necessarily be fixed points in time. That being said, I do think it could work in the same way of just, like, history will largely play out the same so long as these certain events still happen. And maybe those events seem completely random and, like, they don't have any, like, they aren't necessarily big things at all, but as long as they happen, then history runs the same course and yada yada yada. Now,
well, that is one of the, like, so the different theory of time travel is, like, if you go back in time, you physically wouldn't be able to, like, if you could change the past, it would change the future. Like, you physically could, like, the events would still happen somehow.
Well, I feel like that almost, because I was about to ask.
So it's like,
oh, go on.
But I don't like that interpretation, because that's, like, kind of destiny-ish and stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't like the...
I would. That's what I was about to ask you, because it definitely feels that way. But then I thought about it, and I was like, but rather, would it actually be the grandfather paradox? You know what I mean? In that, you can't go back in time and, like, change something, because if that undoes you per se, or, like, the place you came from, then how would you get there to do, you know? It's not that destiny is so much predetermined, it's that you can't actively change this. Like, if you've gone back in time successfully, you're not going to erase yourself from existence, because then how did you go back in time? You get what I'm saying?
Well, yes, but with the way I view it, because like again, this is a lot of this is just like none of it's really known.
No. Most people don't even think you can. So.
Yeah, like I mean, science is pretty much like there's a lot of science that believes that a whole human being can't go back in time. Information might be able to go back in time, but a whole human being might be a whole different thing.
Kingdom Hearts got it right.
Yeah.
So.
But like, if you go back in time and like, I somehow accidentally kill my grandfather.
Yeah.
That's now I've created a timeline where I won't exist in the future, but I still exist because I came from a different.
Yeah.
A multiverse, essentially. Like I came from a different thing entirely.
Something I've always.
So that's my take on it.
Something I've always thought of, and I mean, this is so much bigger brain than I usually get on stream, but so, and I'm curious how many physicists would like be like, no, you can't stop talking stupid, you can't do that, that breaks one of the fundamental laws, blah 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 blah. But say you, Zayde, go back in time, right? And you do that, and assuming time isn't actually like a linear stream and that like your time stream is like one solid thing, you've just moved your singular self and your time machine from one point in time and space to another, right? You with me so far?
Yeah.
And then you change something and it does like undo your existence. But you don't get undone because you're not like actually that Zayde or whatever. You're the collection of like matter that is now existent in that like relative moment of your past. You get what I'm saying? Of like, you're not the Zayde from the future anymore.
You're technically being teleported in most
ways.
To teleport would be to recreate something, not
you are no longer that collection of matter.
You were already no longer existing. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Like you basically like moved your entire self as like a piece of matter and stuff from like this point in time and space to another. And like, I don't know if that breaks laws of conservation mass and energy, or if maybe it's just like it doesn't, in the sense of, and like again, physicists would be like, you're stupid, stop talking about that. But I don't know if it breaks that law, or if it's more so that time and space exist on kind of like a shape essentially that we can't even comprehend. So it's like, no, it doesn't. You just don't understand how it tracks. So don't worry about it, little human brain. So, but again, that would be considering that we can. But I mean, who knows? Maybe if you can like quote unquote warp, as a lot of people have thought about it, in order to like, you know, get places faster, then that is possible time travel, just in the sense that you kind of, time and space are one thing, so to break one you gotta break the other. So
I mean, there's tons of ways to travel forward in time faster.
Yes, that's easy. Everyone does that.
Yeah,
I'm doing that now.
Well, that's easy because you do it. Yeah, you do it all the time. But there's ways to make it faster by essentially slowing down the rate at which you age
and sleeping.
And I say easy, but like obviously you need to be moving close to the speed of light.
Yes.
But which is currently impossible. But
yes, I would, because like one of the things I like hearing about is like, things can't move faster than the speed of light. Not in the sense that we can't do that as like people right now, but in that is just like the things at which things stop moving. Like nothing moves faster than that in as far as we can observe or know in physics that exist right now, right?
We have a hard speed limit as far as we're aware.
So with that in mind, I would love to see, like, okay, we humans have built a machine. This is the fastest, no tricks, no gimmicks. This is as fast as we can get something to go in terms of like a machine that humans, you know, use and operate. And not you probably wouldn't want a person in it, just in a machine we you know, like remote control would probably be the best option for that. So
this projectile we can send at the speed of light.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever. Yeah.
God bless you, manhole cover, you God's bravest soldier, humanity's greatest achievement. So what was do you know what test they were doing with that, or no?
No.
Okay, it's time to look it up, because it's like, everyone should know about manhole cover. You know what I'm talking about, right, Zayde?
No.
Okay, manhole cover in space. Yay!
I mean, I figured it would be, something related to something in space.
In 1957, during a U.S. nuclear test codenamed Pascal, a manhole cover was launched in space. So, yeah, Operation Plumb Bob. That's it. Oh, God, what a good name for it. Missing steel bore cap. Okay. So, okay, yes, I just had to refresh real quick. Okay, so in the 50s, right, everything was a little fucked, because let's be honest, we were getting into the Cold War, and things were fucked in the Cold War. Okay, you with me so far, Zayde? We had nukes, because of course we did. And we were like, well, we gotta see how they work. So, the American government were in the Nevada desert, as they so often are, and they're like, we're gonna put this nuclear bomb underground, see what happens, you know, blow it up, take some test results, right? They're like, well, if we're doing that, we should probably cover the hole that the nuclear bomb is going down into, right? And they're like, you're so right, Jim Bob, sir. Well, let me put a manhole cover, weld it shut on top of the shaft we have right here. And that should do her. It's pretty far down there, so we'll just, you know, see how the test goes, and then we'll, you know, unseal it, go down there later, yada yada yada. Here's the problem: when they set off the nuke, the explosion went up the shaft, and then there wasn't a manhole cover anymore. And if it what scientists theorize is if it didn't vaporize, which, you know, there is a possibility it didn't. Then it went faster than any other object humans have ever done. Like faster, like faster than Voyager 1, like legitimately, just straight into space, just straight out there. So there's every possibility currently hurtling through space is a man-made manhole cover, just going fucking fast, just so fucking fast. So
yeah, they basically made a nuclear-powered cannon.
Yeah, so it is exactly. It is. See, like, this is what I'm. This is why I don't mind talking about stupid stuff in terms of science. Because if I had been there that day with the knowledge I possess currently as Cahill now, I've been like, hey guys, what you have currently is a cylinder there, an explosive down there, and something on top of it. Do you think maybe this won't be the best idea? And they'd be like, no, it's fine, who cares? Little did they know they'd be making history in terms of the fastest human object ever produced, so. I'm kind of surprised they didn't do that more. They're like, well, if we can get it to go that fast by accident, that would mean fucking just start.
What if we could put more nukes?
Yeah, I know. Bigger nuke, thing we want to go into space. Hopefully it will survive. We'll see. We'll see about.
The U.S. space program was born.
I mean, that would have been better. Like, but better use for the nukes. Probably easier than rockets. You know, just. I guess you wouldn't really have much control over where it was going, but.
Yeah.
You get to see a lot of space.
Inside, probably, because the G-forces would probably be insane.
This would be just for satellites, you know. Okay. Do you know
if the satellite would survive?
Well, if the manhole covered the satellite, you know, just same stuff. And then you get to know whether or not the manhole cover survived. You're just like, okay, well.
Yeah, instead of like computers and stuff, we just make it out of solid metal.
Well, we could get like a camera, you know, put something on the inside of a bunch of metal. Be like, okay, it's transmitting, not obscuring the signal. Hopefully this thing fucking survives. Put it over the explosive, set it off. See what happens for science. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the camera surviving would be the first turtle you'd have to kill.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like you like the first test after that for me would be like, okay, that thing, if it's still out there, is going fast as all hell. We all here are very horny about space. Yes. I'm seeing a lot of yeses. Great. We all want to go up there. That thing went up there pretty easy, I would say. So the first thing we need to do, get a transmitter, cover it in manhole cover, and then we'll just see if we get any signal after we do this a second time. So They probably didn't get to do it a second time because of the manual cover. All things. No, I'm saying this out loud. If I was their boss, also, I'd be like, hey, so you are fired for sure, definitely for sure. Can't believe everyone's okay. Never again. No more nukes for you. Thank you.
Well, they didn't really have a lot of regard for personal safety.
That is true, but
considering they literally like, there was a lot of like soldiers that were near some of those explosions that got pretty bad doses of radiation.
Yeah. You're right, zhayde. And I'm not trying to like say something contradictory. What I'm saying is, to me, if I'm top brass there, what they have essentially done is fired off a nuclear gun without having known they were firing off a nuclear gun. So even without any concern for anyone's safety, I'd be like, hey, you don't get to do that again. We're not doing that a second time, so.
Yeah.
Unless
imagine if the moon was like right above it and it just like,
that's what I'm
I mean that would have the moon's really far away.
Yeah.
There's not
there's a whole video online of just like we could nuke the moon to all hell and back. It'd be really cool. It'd be totally chill about it. Moon does not care. It'll be
also very big. Yes, yeah.
It'll be very radioactive. Like we've ruined the moon for people, but the moon itself, it doesn't care. It's already kind of radioactive, so a little more for the moon is okay.
It's exposed to the sun. Yeah, it's already a little radioactive.
It's got a new crater, but it had a lot. It had a lot of radiation. It had a lot of craters before, so the moon as an object, really cool. Us as humans, not doing too great in terms of wanting to go back to the moon. So, what was I thinking of?
We'll just go to the dark side. It's fine.
zhayde, let me ask you something. I don't know if this is grim or not. Do you think they'll ever put the elephant foot in a museum?
I don't know if they can move it.
In what way?
Like, isn't it like extremely toxic or something?
Well, no, that's I was watching videos about this. Is like its half-life, like when it was discovered, it would kill you in like a second and stuff.
Yeah.
And now it's like a couple.
It's probably not as nearly as lethal.
No, like much less. Like that's what I'm saying. So like, assuming in a human lifetime, it'll be like basically inert, and to the point that like putting it behind glass would be enough to be like, it's chill. You can like look at it. You think they'd be like, okay, well, it's a piece of history. Time to put it somewhere. Or do you think they're just like, nope, leave it there?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm pretty sure we probably have radioactive stuff behind,
that's exactly what it is.
Museums already. Yeah.
I mean, don't they have...
we have, like, a sample of uranium or something.
Yeah. Like, don't they have, like... They probably have, like, stuff related, like, directly related to, like, the nuclear bombs in, like, World War II on display, right? Like, I feel like I've definitely seen... Yeah. So, like, if they put, like, that in a museum, I feel like what is essentially, like, the thing produced by Chernobyl would be like, okay. But also, it's the rarest material on Earth. Did you know that, zhayde? It's corium. Corium is just like a bunch of nuclear soup that happens when a reactor melts. Because, like, it gets hot, and then everything melts together. And
yeah,
that's something. It makes something. So
yeah, I mean, because, like, yeah, it would be its own thing. Because, like, a lot of rocks are only the way they are because they either were, you know,
it's not like
smelted together by a volcano or eroded away by wind and water or crushed together by the Earth's pressure. Like that's the way most rocks and minerals are made.
It's not necessarily new atoms, but it's like it's kind of close. It's very mixed together. That's for damn sure. So
well, minerals are all about a lot of them are all about composition, because like a lot of minerals are like all the same thing, and then but they're actually like, well, this is also that technically, but it's a different organization of how,
like, diamonds and
either
coal.
The crystals are aligned, or what the exact mixture is, or how it was formed.
What was I thinking of?
Minerals are real neat.
I literally can't think of like with that classification in mind, I can't think of like a more free-form method of mineral forming than a nuclear meltdown. Because at that point, what isn't like fair game soup, basically just all getting mixed together into whatever slush makes that stuff up. So
yeah,
I mean,
it probably cools, like, it's probably similar to how like a volcanic stuff works, but definitely different because radiation's involved and other stuff.
Because there's also like part of me that makes it like, oh, is that actually like considered like a rock, like a different mineral? Is do you know what fordite is or no?
Not off the top of my head, no.
So fordite is paint. Fordite is you take a factory floor, right, Zayde? A lot of stuff goes on a factory floor, a lot of layers of paint. You pick that up and you sand it, and then it looks like different because like it's basically just layer on layer on layer of paint. So it looks like a new like rock and stuff like that, but in reality it's just like, you know, dried stuff all mixed together to make a weird ass shape that someone found in their workplace. Let me send you. I will send you exactly one fordite because it is cool to look at, but I do imagine corium's different because very extreme circumstances it's made under, as opposed to a fordite, which is just slop. So what was the thing though? But yeah, I was thinking about that one day. I was like, eventually the like, relatively soon, all things considered, the elephant foot will be safe enough for like a human to approach it, no problem. And if that's the case, what do you do with it after that point? You know, because it's there. We can touch it, I guess. So should probably do something about it. I don't know what, but something. Human history is wild.
Yep.
We live in stupid history right now, but that's still history. So.
Unfortunately, it's still history, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the very definition of, like, this too will pass kind of stuff, you know? Which is why I'm always... I don't know, I'm sorry to get preachy on you. I think about this stuff. It's just, that's why I'm always just like, be nice to people, you know? People in general, because I'm sure everyone can get through that. It's just... You need to be there for everyone, you know? Help each other out, so...
Yeah.
So everyone donate to Zayde. Do it now. I fucking dare you.
I would appreciate it, but also don't... If you don't have the money, don't bother.
Do it. Yeah, so I will definitely get on you about voicing stuff, because I imagine putting a book on Audible. Audible.com. It'd be a great help in people being like, oh... I'll read this. Oh my goodness, a thing. So,
hey, I am open for it.
I will get you one Wawa gift card. Now you might say there are no Wawas in Texas, and I will say,
I have no earthly idea, actually. Probably not.
Wawas are great. I don't like... To some degree, I was literally seeing like a thing about this like earlier today, of like, I kind of feel like convenience stores are everywhere to some degree, like everywhere on Earth. Like if there's a place for a little store to pop up and sell like hot dogs, it will be there. Yeah. So is there like one near you go to? I'm not asking you to doctor yourself, just in general. Is there like a convenience store near you that you go to a lot, or?
You know what's wild? I mean, Busey's, like, Buc-ee's is kind of like that, but it's also, like, a ton of other things, and it's not really... They're not really close to places a lot of the times. I find them a lot on, like, interstates.
I would say Buc-ee's, because, like, if you've never been to a Wawa's Aid, I would say Buc-ee's is, like, the one thing that kind of, like, rivals it, in that Buc-ee's is just riding that line of, like, it might actually be, like, a store or something fancier like that.
Grocery store.
Exactly. Wawa is kind of like that. It's still definitely like a convenience store, but it's like decently nice, and they serve food there. So everyone in Jersey fucking loves Wawa. So love Wawa.
I don't think there's like a dedicated convenience store for Texas or anything like close to us. Because like I'm trying to think, there was one we would go to when I was in Georgia, but that's like a whole different state.
Yeah, that's a different place.
I mean, I think the closest thing you're gonna get to like that is H-E-B here, but that's like just a grocery store.
There's a thing though.
You know,
I also there's like one thing I miss in Florida, which is Publix, because you could just like order food there.
Oh, I think that might have been what I was thinking. It was Publix.
Publix. No, you're fair. You're just trying to think of like quick stores in terms of like good gas station store, and there's only so many.
No, I don't
options.
think there's any. There's a few I think that have tried to happen because there's definitely like named like stores that are a part of gas stations.
Yeah.
But I don't think any of them are like. There's no cult following. There's no like. They don't have the pull of something like Wawa's
or Buc-ee's.
Publix or Buc-ee's. Yeah.
Was the thing
in Buc-ee's. Yeah. Again, it's almost basically a grocery store.
My grandparents are deep into Buc-ee's, which like I'm all for. I'm at like go for it. I'm a little creeped out by it. Just the beaver in general. Buc-ee. I've said this before. Buc-ee's to me feels like what Disneyland is to people who don't go to Disneyland. You know what I mean? In that everyone is worshiping the giant rodent over there. That's weird to people who haven't been there. Buc-ee's makes Disneyland makes it look like Disneyland isn't about Mickey Mouse in the slightest, because Buc-ee's puts their fucking mascot in every corner and have a giant statue of him outside of every store.
One thing I will say about Buc-ee's, because it's something I was looking into. They pay their staff super.
I remember you talking to me about that. Yeah,
but yeah, they pay their staff super well, and I think everybody gets like paid vacation,
as they should,
like as you should, as everybody should. Yeah.
I do.
I think starting pay is like $18 an hour for like the store stocking positions, which isn't bad for Texas.
No, but it's also like
it's still not good.
Well, it's not good, and also it's because you're dealing with a lot of stuff because people fucking, like I said, people are crazy about Buc-ee's, so they come running in.
Yeah.
And doing.
But if you're a manager, you're getting $125K a year.
Now you're talking, yeah. And also, you're not doing that work because you're making other people do it, so...
Yeah, well, you're trying to avoid it as much as you can, probably, as a manager, yeah.
That's why I like
You do have to do some of it. Every time I've been, like, in a semi-management position, you obviously still have to do all
for sure. Well,
stuff, too.
It's kind of like one of the... It's like... there's like my brother and me, where they're talking about just, like, the boss above you only just cares enough that they're the boss above you, you know what I mean? Like, they just care a little bit, so that way they can be in charge. It's the same. I imagine it's much the same with like the workload of like they just gotta do the work like just a little bit, just like a little bit less than you, so that way they can prove it's just like I still work here, you know, I still do this. So.
Well, and you have to be like, a common thing with every manager I've worked with is like, what's the phrase? See, I can do it, so you can do it. Sort of thing. Like, see, I do it, you can do it. You know, like, yeah.
We were talking about this, but like, I feel like this is the other thing that makes me be like, I don't want to actually apply to like a job at all. It's because like either I'm doing all the manual labor, or I'm not, and I don't think either of those feels very good. Like, I don't want to be the guy who's just like, I'm not doing any of the work, and it's fine, because it's not. And then, or it's like, I'm the guy doing all the work, and it's like, that's not fine either, so...
Yeah, my job at Mod Pizza, like, my boss is always being like, you gotta delegate, but it's like, bro, I can do everything better than every other person that works here. So it's like, I ended up doing everything.
If I was in a service position and someone told me to delegate, first off, I don't think I'd be able to say anything at first, because I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I was a key holder.
Oh, okay.
I was actually like a manager.
Gotcha. Okay. I thought you were like actively like serving food and stuff. They're like, delegate, and it's like,
I was, because I did every job there.
Okay. No.
Yeah. Being a shift leader at Mod, I just was like, hey, I got to do everything, including washing the dishes, because
damn,
the guy I have washing the dishes is an hour behind.
Hey Zayde, I hope it's okay to say this. I'm glad you don't have a job right now. Just like you saying that.
Well, I overwork myself, I think, because it's like,
yeah, fair.
Like, when I'm at a job, I'm like, well, I want this to be done so we can go home.
Well, like, I still get that. But also, like, you telling me the story of just like, I was at a pizza store and I was doing every job in the pizza store while not getting paid for every job in the pizza store. I'm just like, hey, Zayde, I'm glad, like, I know you're looking for another job. I'm glad you're not doing that one at this moment right now, because that's a bad idea.
I got paid $12.50 to be basically a shift manager. Yay! I got tips because they didn't call us managers.
You know, to some degree, I'm kind of glad I'm in the generation where it's just like jobs ain't working out and they're not paying, like, you know, like back in the day where it's just like, I own a house and have 3 kids and have 2 cars and because at the very least I don't have to be like, well, I gotta do this job because, you know, it's paying that much. I'm like, well, that's not worth it in the slightest, so I guess I can go do whatever I want because fucking I ain't doing that, that's for sure. So, but
it still baffles me that there's people like it baffles me. My dad went to college on basically what he earned from the gas station that he pumped gas at. Like, bro, and then he's like, it's like, bro, please.
If I had learned any of my, I would pick them up and put them in a garbage can. Not like as a metaphorical thing. No, I'd literally pick them up and put them in a garbage can. If I had learned they worked at a gas station and made enough money to go to college and then were telling me how to do things, like how to improve things at the moment, I'd be like, no, we are not having this conversation.
My dad's a very generous individual, but sometimes he really doesn't understand how much the world has changed. I feel sometimes
I get I totally get it, where it's like, it's my family and they love me and they're trying to help. Like, I get that 100%. It's just like that specific, like, you know, I don't want to say comparison, dichotomy, I guess is a different word, of just like working a job that if you were working it today would pay you like actual pennies, like actually like basically nothing, and then saying, and when I had it paid for college, I'd be like, I need you to understand just the chasm between that and what's happening to me at the moment. So,
well, you know, the wild thing is, it's more that college became super expensive more than anything else.
Yes,
like the rate of college tuition inflation is absurd if you look at it.
Like, to some degree, I kind of wish I did like a business thing in college, and to the other degree, I'm glad I just went for what I wanted, because it's like every job.
I feel like almost every degree is useless right now.
Every job wants you to have a certain degree, so they're all kind of equally useless, and paying a bunch of money for it is like, oh no, that's a bad idea.
I guess I shouldn't say useless. It's not cost effective.
No, not. Oh yeah, that is the perfect word for it. And like, you are not getting your return on investment on this, because this is basically an entry level job ticket, if it is that even at all. So
yeah, it's like, I want you to have a degree and a degree and or both experience, and it's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Entry level. I need experience and a college degree. Okay, that's not
that's not what that means.
That's not what that means.
Also, I don't usually like to do this when I'm talking to friends on stream, but I also hope anyone watching at home doesn't think we're trying to be all doom or gloomer at this. I think me and Zayde are both just kind of laughing at certain absurdities and just be like, oh well, you know.
I'm a little frustrated, but yeah.
But that, I feel like to some degree, like, because that's where I'm at right now. It's like, I'm kind of laughing at it because, like, it's like what you were saying, because I go through the same thing where, like, I have people who care about me and they're just like, well, what you got to do is you have to, well, I said this before, you got to walk into the place and hand them your application, and then they will give you a job. And I like, what can I do but laugh and be like, listen, my sweet precious angel, I need you to listen so very closely.
Can I sorry to interrupt. Can I interject?
I need them to understand, not only have I been on the side of, I try to go into a place and they say, go apply online.
Yeah. I was literally going to say, like, at Chili's, that anybody who walked in the door, my response was supposed to be,
I've been on the other side, where I was at a cash register.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told this story before. Zay, please, I beseech you, listen to my tale, because this
okay.
I worked at a pet store, after I got done my Disney internship, because no one can get a job anywhere these days. So obviously, once the internship was up, I was like, I don't know where to get a job. So I worked at a pet store that my friend worked at, right? And it was I'm not gonna say which one specifically, but it was a chain. So I was like working there. I was at the register. I was like, please, no one come in. I hate working at the register. Someone comes in. It is a high school student, because of course it is. And with them is their grandma, who is 60, maybe 70 years old, right? Yeah. And she says to us, my granddaughter would like a job here. Like, I know what has happened. I see the entire story written up before me. My manager comes forward and he says what everyone knows he's going to say if you aren't a 60 to 70-year-old woman who hasn't had to work in this economy, which is that he says that they have to go apply online. And she's like, okay, but will you call her back? And she's like, I don't remember what he said, but he definitely said something along the lines of, I don't fucking know. Go apply on that, like, probably not, if we're being real. So I like, as we were talking about that, I literally just remembered that did happen to me. That not only did someone try to do that at a job I was working at, but it was with their grandma, who was definitely forcing them to do that interaction. Like, and I was just like, oh my lord, what a powerful experience.
I always hated to just say it when people came in, but it's like, I don't have another like, there's no. We don't do anything.
My
we need to go through the
my sweet summer child. I wish I could, but you know I can't. Everyone knows I can't. So
everything goes through our freaking like hiring website. I'm sorry.
It also sucks because like I'm antisocial, and that is to my detriment. I know that in a lot of ways. Even though as much I will often advocate for being alone, like the tripod fish. But fucking. It's also kind of bullshit how much it is just like, do you know someone who is currently already working there? And is that a place where they can probably get you a job? No? You probably will not be getting hired. So
there's a lot of jobs where you basically need to know someone to get you into it. Yeah.
Which is bullshit on a whole different level for a lot of different reasons, but I can't be here all day. I got other stuff to do tomorrow, so it's like, but that's why I'm laughing at it, because it's that ridiculous.
It's absurd. It's kind of we live in an absurd time, kind of, in a lot of ways.
So if you're not laughing at it, then I guess you're just taking information. We're standing like the tripod fish on the ocean floor.
Well, you're either laughing or you're crying.
There are only
those are the options in a lot of times.
There's only two genres. It is tragedy or it is comedy. There will be nothing in between.
Yeah.
Zhayde, what's your favorite Shakespeare play?
Oh God, I don't even know that many, but I really do like Macbeth.
I should read Macbeth. Or maybe I should watch Macbeth, but. Also, I read Othello. We read Romeo and Juliet, and I was like, eh. But then we read Othello, and I was like, this shit rules. I fucking love this play. So, very fun.
I think I mostly know Macbeth, Hamlet, and Romeo and Juliet. So those are the ones I really don't have anything about. Yeah.
Everyone knows Hamlet because everyone saw The Lion King as a child. So
yeah.
I say that there's a lot of stuff. I guess Ghost Dad is in both versions technically, but also I just feel like there's a lot of stuff in that people mention about Hamlet, and I'm like, this was supposed to be The Lion King, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember this in that Lion King at all. So,
well, you have to also remember that Lion King is made for kids.
Oh,
so,
for sure.
Versus Shakespeare, who I don't think if he was made for kids, the kids had a whole different standard.
Oh, I mean, fucking, I don't think they made stuff for kids back then. I think like it was just either like being like either you are alive or you're dead. They didn't really care about just like the child. They didn't rate things PG-13 because everyone was cursing and everyone was drunk all the time because it was medieval times and things weren't going amazing. So
yeah, there was a plague.
There's a lot. There's a lot of plague. There's so many plague.
Yeah. There's a lot of other stuff happening. But,
for sure. Ugh.
Oh, going back to a topic we talked about way earlier because I wanted to say something, but then we moved past it. I was
Please
like, well,
do.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But this is how my brain works, so I was thinking about it a little bit for a long time. There's a theory, and I think this is actually like actual scientists think this theory, not just random people.
Always important to distinguish.
Yeah, that our consciousness might not be bound by linear time, and that stuff can quantumly travel back in time, and that's how things like deja vu might happen.
Man, Barry's gonna be fucking pissed how real Kingdom Hearts is. He's gonna be really upset that the heart can travel through time and space and inhabit different worlds. So,
because some scientists theorize that the gut feeling that you might feel for like a negative thing might actually be your future self warning you about it.
You know, though, and like, I don't know if this is my like religious upbringing or something like that. You know what's wild about that? Because that would like basically in some ways confirm an afterlife. I was just like, all right, consciousness, that is a separate thing from body. We've determined that for scientific fact. We're all going to...
I think it's more... I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but I think it's more like, because that's information, it can travel back in time.
But what is the...
What is consciousness if not information?
Yeah, I really debated on saying that, because I was like, is that like just too stonery? Is everyone just going to be like, okay, so he's high. He's high and he's saying that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But, like, legitimately, like, in the most cynical scientific sense, everyone's just like, oh, we're just like facts and like experiences just in like a meat tube, right? But if that's determined to not necessarily be connected to any, like, be separate from like a physical thing, then, you know, then it can exist outside the physical, at which point the fucking don't gotta care about it anymore. So do we Zayde, I feel like you're the friend I do this with so much where we get into these conversations, so I don't know why that is. Have you ever noticed that or no? That like we'll be talking to each other and this kind of stuff will come up a lot.
It's because I probably just don't talk about it very often with other people, and I'm like, I don't know, time travel specifically is one of my fascinations.
Oh yeah.
So even if, you know, so it's just like you bring up a topic and I'm like, you're very good at leading a conversation.
I try. I'm glad.
Because I feel like I'm very awful at leading the conversation, but once I'm in the conversation, I can hold it pretty well.
Yeah. But let me continue down the stoner road because I'm legitimately in it and I'm kind of interested. Because so let's say that's true. Because if that's how a deja vu works, then that means like you experiencing a moment is not necessarily like the one moment you know what I mean? Like you can just like you can forward and backwards all you want, right? If that's the case, that's why I immediately brought up like the afterlife and stuff. Because if that's the case, then what's to stop you after you have no body from just going wherever the fuck you want in like time and space, you know? Like would there be like if that became a confirmed fact, would there be anything stopping a consciousness separated from body to doing whatever the fuck they want it? So
I mean, we don't have any. I mean, there is.
Yeah, so, you were like, this is a theory, so it's like not.
Yeah, well, one, it's a theory, but like we also Okay, so I was gonna say there is no like concept of untethered consciousness because like usually it's tethered to the body, but there is such thing as like astral projection. Like there, obviously that we don't know the legitimacy of that either.
Yeah.
But there are people who claim that they can separate their consciousness from their body. Which also, if that was true and that was provable, then what's to say that they're clearly two separate things.
So
one's
like
a meat suit.
Yeah.
My
what I think to clarify, because you immediately went into astral projection, which is fine, because like that's kind of like where like that's the natural like extrapolation right from it of just like consciousness without a body. That's like all this somewhat pseudoscience-y, non-sciencey stuff. But I don't mean to be rude about that because I'm not saying like Zayde, how could you bring this up in such a scientific conversation? That's not what I'm saying at all. More so what I'm getting at is because I think what I'm getting at is like, okay, information if there's a legitimate scientific theory that this is basically just like this equals that, right? So if there's a legitimate scientific theory that posits that information is not necessarily tied to time and or space as those are one thing, and then consciousness is in some way, if not in every way, just information, then from there, what would then happen to information after a body is no longer there? Like I said, that's kind of like where I go from that, just because, I don't know, that's me. So,
I mean, no, I see what you're saying, but also, like, information can just cease to exist. Like,
yeah,
I prefer to believe in, like, an afterlife and, like, a spirit,
yeah.
even if I'm atheist. Like, I think it's more comforting to believe in those sort of things, so I believe in them because of the comfort more than anything.
People have always said that. I've never really been on that. Never am I like, yes, afterlife. What a comforting idea. I'm just like, I think it's too easy for it to be like, that's it. Good job, champ. Here's the high score you got. Good. Put an ass at the bottom of the screen. Good work with everything. Like, I just think there probably is more beyond just like what you and I see. So that's me.
Yeah, I think I prefer. I think it is a comfort because, like, normal scientific, like, if I was really scientific, I'd be like, well, you just go black and there's nothing afterwards.
Yeah.
But I also think that's boring too, in a way, even if that is maybe more correct. It feels boring. I don't know. Like,
I don't know if it's more correct. Like, I think that's always been I don't know how much scientists are.
I don't. Yeah, we've never really confirmed.
That's what I'm saying, and I feel like that's such a almost like a creationist thing to say to some degree. I'm just like, well, then how does your science explain rainbows? And they're like, easily, actually. But
yeah, easily,
as far as I've heard, we don't like have any hard proof. It's just like, this is what happens after death to you, as far as like you can see. So, like, with that,
it would be hard to ever. I think it'd be hard to ever definitively do anything with that, because it's hard to prove, because unless someone comes back, it's hard to prove one or the other. Also,
even if someone comes back, people would just chalk that up to like hallucinations and stuff like that, because it's like that's much easier than just being like, you went to the afterlife. That's the easiest scientist explanation, like, probably not. So,
well, and there's a lot of like theories like in science where it's like, well, the things that people describe when they're dying are things that you would probably see when you're dying anyway, like the white light and stuff. Because like that's your brain shutting off.
Yeah.
So like in theory, those make sense in the scientific interpretation of your body, just your mind just ceasing to exist essentially. But then again, like, we don't have definitive proof of that anyway. Like, of nothing happening afterwards. There's almost never going to be a way to get definitive proof.
Yeah. That's what I was saying, though, right? Is like, because even no matter how far you push that, which would be wildly unethical,
There's been scientists who've done it to themselves.
But still, that's what I'm saying. No matter how far you push it, no matter what you do, there will always be, if not just like a naysayer being like this, just like the obvious question of just like, well, that could just be like, fucking trauma happening to you because you just went through something arguably horrific. So, like, even if someone was just like, no. So, I went to an afterlife. There was this guy, his name was Josh. He was like, welcome to the afterlife. That is definitely where you are for sure. Here is your free waiver. We are going to have Pizza Friday later. So, if you want to stick around for where are you going? And then, like, they get brought back and everything like that. Like, people would be like, well, obviously there's not a guy named Josh in the afterlife. That can't be true. That must be you going crazy because you just tried to off yourself. And it's just like, no. You have to believe me about Josh. He was there. So, I'm sorry.
No, I was dropping frames too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was listening.
I thought I was ruining the conversation. Now you can understand where I started going on that tangent, and my natural assumption was I messed up. But yeah, sorry about that.
It's I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, like it could be something to put into. I don't think it would be proof, right? like if consciousness can like transcend time, like that's not proof.
Yeah.
Like it could still be completely tethered to your meat body.
Yeah.
And it goes blank afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be like maybe something in the box for the other side, right?
Yeah. What's the thing now? I always like thinking about the one outside of very like typical stuff. I always like the idea of the afterlife being a kind of dark fantasy thing, where it's like you wake up, got a bunch of ruins, got a bunch of, you know, just like nature and stuff like that. Just because, you know, you can't see anyone, but like clearly people have been here before because, well, people have died probably, as far as you know.
Yeah.
So you're walking around, walking around after, I guess, dying probably, and just being like, hey, is anyone around? Anyone doing anything? What's up? So that would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Mine is like my theory is my not theory. My
Your
hope for
game
the
theory?
afterlife is really like naive and silly. It's just like you meet a probably not you don't really meet an entity, but there's an entity that just grants you a wish. Just one. And it might be you go somewhere else, it might be you go back, it might be all sorts of things, and then that's it.
Lord, if I would, everyone knows about, I think a lot of people know about the egg theory, and then also just like reincarnation in general and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's bullshit. I don't want that. That sucks. I don't want to do that. I get the afterlife, and all I can think is like, oh brother, I already did all this before. Dang it, I gotta do it again too. Not as a punishment, but just because I gotta do it. That's just how it works. Aw, brother, this stings. I would not be happy. But
I mean, I've heard theories where it's like there is only one human consciousness.
Yeah,
so
that's
just all the different. Yeah.
That is the egg theory. Is that like every human to ever live is just kind of reincarnated, and it's someone maturing over basically infinity. So
yeah.
When someone's an old soul, it is literally just because they're an old soul. So
yeah, they're just one of the lower. They're just one of the later ones on the reincarnation scale. It's just started to imprint on their being.
What was I thinking of? Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, to some degree, I guess I'm always stressing about it because I'm trying to be a good boy, but also I'm just like never stressing about it because like I don't know what you gonna do, you know. Fucking all I know is I've always thought that like the idea of like artificial immortality sort of thing, that's probably not smart, probably not the best idea, just because like I don't know what happens when the sun explodes. That won't be great. That won't be great to be around for, so I probably don't want to be around for it.
I think immortality with an off switch that you control is fine to some degree.
I can't handle that responsibility, Zayde.
Yeah, I know. That seems like a lot, and obviously there's a lot of problems with that too. But it's better than immortality that you somehow attain that you can't escape from.
You're right. I'd imagine any immortality, especially like early versions, would be like, it works, but you're not like big eye immortal. You like
you can still be like
still can happen. Yeah. So you don't gotta stick around, but
I feel like biologically we can probably figure out a way to stop the aging process, but that doesn't also equate to immortality. That you're just it
would be great to just in general fuck with aging, but also again not necessarily something where I'm always sweating about it. I'm just like it's life, what you gonna do, we've been talking so much about jobs and like trippy shit. That is why when someone's like it's life, I'd get so mad because they'll always say that for like shitty jobs and everything, and I'm just never for just like, oh, you're gonna die one day. That's like, like it's never the actual unchangeable stuff. It's always just like the, oh, what's that? You had a shitty customer experience. Oh, that's life. It's like, no, it's not. People don't have to do that. They do it anyway.
People don't have to be assholes.
Exactly.
We can literally change the way the jobs are structured.
I was actively not doing that, so clearly it's not life because I'm like 90% sure I'm alive. So.
Yeah. It's like I was bitching. I don't know if it was on stream or where it was, or maybe it was in real life. I was bitching about the 40-hour work week because we just arbitrarily have switched to that that was years ago that we just set that into stone. Can we just lower that number now? Like,
Mood. I was thinking about that.
Why? Because does it need to be 30? Does it just need to be 40? Can it be 30 now?
I've talked before about the idea of just like, you know, what if I wanted to live on the land? What if I want to be like a farmer and stuff? To some degree, I almost feel like, and I should check with real farmers about this, but like because that's like the most basic version of like I gotta work for a living, right? Is that I literally have to work to make this food grow so I can live, right? You with me so far?
Yeah.
And obviously you structure your day schedule around that to make sure the food's growing. But I get the feeling you're not just like always doing something all the time, and sometimes that's how it feels with 40-hour work weeks. So like that's what I'm like.
Well,
go on.
You're yeah. Like I think you're correct. Like normally with farming, especially if you're doing it for like your own subsistence.
Yeah. Because obviously
you're not
doing
going
it for...
to need to be doing something all the time.
No.
Like there's going to be days where you can just chill because there's literally nothing you need to do. Like there might be like a lot of the times it might be like, oh, I need to do house maintenance today or something like that. It's not related to the farming anymore because the farming's already set in motion.
Yes.
Like, your plants are growing.
You can't just stare at them all day. So
yeah, and like I was talking about this because back in medieval times and generally one long time ago, farmers had worked way less than we currently do because
I'm not trying to be lazy about that, but like at the same time there's like I was like, I don't think this doesn't feel balanced. That's for I feel balance is a good thing. That's for sure. That I know for sure because if I eat too much chocolate, I die. I've been told that a lot. So balance is good. This doesn't feel balanced at all because I spend a lot of time at work and not a lot of time drawing funny pictures and playing video games.
A lot of times people will be like work-life balance, and it's like, yeah, it ain't though.
It's not. Like I'm not trying. And like, if you want to spend a lot of time at work, that's cool. That's good. I'm down for that. Go for it.
If you don't know what else to do with your time other than to be at work, go for it.
That's cool. Maybe see a therapist about that, but I'm not going to dictate your life. But in return, I ask that you not dictate my life. And right now, it's kind of feeling that way. So, with all that in mind, yeah. So, everything's a scam. Everyone knows that. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Like literally, there's reports. There's like people who've studied like that time of history. It's like, no, yeah, farmers worked way less because there would be whole seasons where they basically weren't doing anything.
Yeah. I know someone who grows like eggplants and a bunch of other stuff, and they got more eggplants than they know what to do with. So fucking, if they were growing that for like living, that they'd be doing just fine. Like if I did that with like potatoes, I'd be set for like a year. But what else was I thinking of? Oh yeah, and also I don't know how much I want to read into this story. I feel like some people will be like, and it's a conspiracy, and I don't really go that far because I think that's giving too much credit for people like planning a bunch of stuff, and I don't think people are very good at planning stuff actually. I just think it's a bunch of like just generally shitty things that have happened, and no one's bothered really like fixing stuff up or anything like that. Like people are just like, no, this works for me, so we're gonna keep it this way.
The status quo is a very powerful thing.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like there's a lot of things where people will be like, and it's all because of them, and it's like, who's them? And they're like, we don't know yet, but we've been working on it for a while now, so we'll get
the
back
anonymous
to
nebulous them. Yeah.
And it's just like, no, I just think things kind of suck, and some people like it that way, and they're not necessarily like plotting in Sauron's tower, but they're they don't like it when things change, so they haven't. But
yeah, it's all that is like, man, it's just kind of like I think I've already mentioned this. Maybe I mentioned this on stream already, but I didn't mention it in the conversation. But it's like we're also way more productive than we've ever been as a society. Like hundreds of percentage times, like 400% more efficient than we were like way back when. Like
if this was the 80s, I'd have 5 days off a week because fucking everything would be getting done already. So it's all
Well, that's the thing. A lot of like 9-to-5 office jobs, people finish their work in 2 hours and they're just there for the other 6. Like,
It's actually a waste of time and money. Like, even with how little
it really
people get
is.
paid.
It legitimately is a waste of time and money.
Things could be going much better for everyone. Like, genuinely just for everyone, but...
But then you're gonna find a CEO who's gonna be like, oh, they're only working 2 hours a day. I can just make an AI do that instead.
Yeah. It's like a lot. There's like a lot. That's another thing. It's like a lot of things. People could make a better decision off of it, but they make the worst. That's just because. And again, I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think that's just how people. Like people are just dumb.
Yeah.
So
People often make either the worst decision or like the more cost effective, which is oftentimes also
yes.
decision.
And you at home you might be like, wow, how cynical. I think of it like The Simpsons. Like that's what I see it as. It's not like, oh, what a world. It's like literally just like, no, this person is so dumb. They might as well be named Homer Simpson. They're just sitting there in their chair, just doing truly who knows what, just like making the worst decisions possible.
Playing video games.
Exactly. Like just have no idea what's going on outside of their office and stuff like that. So, which is not to say
get an office.
Yeah, which is not to say I'm super smart or anything. My working theory is just people are dumb as a collective. So, I could easily be part of people in that scenario. Completely believable, but
also I'm gonna raid into you because I need to probably feed cats and feed myself in a second.
I mean, I'm about to wrap up too, so...
Yeah, I figured.
What was the thing, no? I feel bad we had that conversation in the same... like, oh my gosh, Zayde! I feel bad we had that conversation in, like, the same stream. We had the full-on stoner conversation. It was just like, if consciousness... it's like... It's not that I don't want to work. It's that I'm working all the time, it feels like. You know, like a little time to do something. I would love it if I had enough time off that I both felt like I was rested and then could also do things I wanted to do. That would be ideal, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, like... It's so interesting, because, like, literally, if we look back to when, like, lords were a thing...
Yeah.
Like, a lord was literally, like, I think it's, like, short for, like, grain protector or something, or grain something.
Mm-hmm.
And literally their job was to take all the grain from all the farmers and then divvy it up equally, or, you know, not really equally, but better than the farmers themselves would have divvied it up.
Yeah.
And give it out to all the citizenry under their
stuff.
Their lordship,
yeah.
their lands they own. So that everyone was fed.
Yeah.
Because part of governance is feeding your people.
Yes. Got a lot of stuff there.
Which, you know, we only are just our governance just coming back, which is good, I guess.
Maybe, who knows?
And hopefully people will get fed,
That'd
get
be
their
best.
SNAP benefits again.
For sure.
But it's just like,
yeah.
It's been a thing since time for forever. You know, since a long time ago, food has been a thing that we have distributed equally, because people need to eat to, one, be able to work, and two, have like any morale to do anything.
Yes, I would argue, because to back off from the conspiracy ledge, it's not like I don't think Zayde or I are communicating like, and we should go back to that. That's how life should be. But rather, I think the important part is like people just kind of get lost in the weeds of like this, that, the other thing. When like, no, we should still make sure everyone's fed. Like that's probably the bigger point if we're being real here. Like, yeah, it'd be great if people could eat.
If I'm a big fancy CEO, I probably want my people to actually be able to do their job and do it well.
Yes. But you're not thinking about that.
In charge.
Yeah, but you're not thinking about that while the shareholders are breathing down your neck. So.
I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't ever go public.
You say that.
Well,
I mean, if you don't go public, then yeah, but you say that until you have the shareholder breathing down your neck. Yeah, and then what you do is you make Concord, and that doesn't work for it. And then no one eats after that. So, like, fuck you. I still don't know what the fuck that game had to do with grapes, by the way. I will keep saying that. So.
Yeah, I can't tell you either. No, I'm always going to be a huge proponent of, like, if I was ever like a president, or if I was ever in a position of governance, like food, water, clothing, housing, healthcare, all of those need to be taken care of by the government in some way.
There are, as much as people like to pretend everything's bad, there are like not like the most, but an amount of countries who are fully aware of that and have taken steps to making sure that remains the case. So that's good, and then hopefully things follow suit. But
we're just the problem with this country is I feel like because we're so big and so apart, it's hard to come to a consensus.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of the times people are like, well, the government should be run like this or like that or like a business. Like, oh, we're trillions of dollars in debt. Has the debt ever affected you personally? Is the debt in the room with us right now?
I won't say anything about that just because I don't. No, you're good. I'm literally just voicing that I'm not saying anything about that because I don't know nothing about that. It'd be nice. I think my thing is like it'd be nice to just kind of start from zero and then from there just be like, okay, everyone good? We're getting everything taken care of. Great. Okay, we can start building from here. Amazing. But I know a lot of people are just like, no, because we have to this has to be taken care of, and this has to be settled, and And it's like, I don't know. I think if we all can just agree to fresh start for everyone good, okay, start from here, go, all good. But
I've always thought that like, what is to stop the world if we wanted to? If like obviously this wouldn't account for like debts that the government owes people, right? Yeah. Like in the country, but like if all the governments of the world just agreed that all their debt all their foreign debt goes to zero.
We're all. I mean that's almost a very like naive thing of like world peace of just like we're all good, but that's the thing. People are just like, no, I got one more job. I gotta do before we're all good. No, we can't be all good until I do this.
There's always one more thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's always one more thing. Yeah.
That's the big thing. So I think on a very surface level for sure. I think a lot of people would be like, yeah, if we can all just like start over a little bit and just be like, okay, we're all good, okay, and go. That might be better, which is why I think a lot of like apocalypse fiction is so popular. It's just like, okay, we didn't get a choice in it, we got a hard reset, and now we're gonna start things over again. Which reminds me, I should read Dr. Stone, honestly, because that looks good. But
it's fun. I've read most of it. I haven't read all of it.
Yeah.
It was fun while I read,
I've heard like it's also a cool idea for like any kind of shonen where it's like, no, you don't get stronger, you get smarter. You get smarter with science. Get scienced on, you nerd.
No, there was a point I think in college that I was very much like. I mean, I found out I literally like discovered Fallout 3, and then like there was a part of me that was like, yeah, why don't we just like? I would actually prefer, I think, to live after an apocalypse because it's all reset. I've grown out of that mostly.
Yeah. Apocalypse would be bad on the large scale for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, on the large scale, it's a pretty bad idea.
There's like some infrastructure we should probably keep, or like something like that would probably be for like the better, for being so completely honest. But
there's a lot of things that we do really well now that we couldn't have done with the technology of like 150 years ago.
Like recently, I haven't been like, no, things are better, but there are things that are undoubtedly better than they were in the past. So
for sure,
it's just about getting other things in order, which they are definitely not at the moment. So
I really think like quality of life wise, everything is better. The thing that is wrong and broken is just the economic side of things. Like we're pricing things all wrong, and we're not valuing the right things and valuing people as we should.
Also, I've just been, this has been so stonery, but I also like it because I think it should be said more. Because like I've thought recently about how much it's just like, I like my bed. I think everyone should have a bed, and not everyone has a bed. Like that, like
some people sleep on the floor.
Exactly. Like, well, not even that. Some people don't. They're just like, I gotta sleep outside tonight. Both here,
the ground.
Yeah, here and just abroad. And I'm just like, if we could just get a kind of like solid, just like everyone has this for sure, go, just very basic, just like you got a bed, you got like heating application, all good, perfect. Then things would definitely start looking up. I'd start feeling better for sure. I'm sure a lot of other people would too, but that's definitely easier said than done for a lot of reasons too. So, oh well.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's the thing is like a lot of it's mismanagement of how things get moved around too, because I remember reading somewhere that we have enough houses to house every individual in the United States. So it's like, okay, so like you're telling me a lot of them are empty.
It'd be nice if it's just started like, you know, locally for sure. If it's just like, okay, everyone's here covered.
It's easier to handle on a local level.
For sure. When it's just like, okay, well, we're in charge of all this, so we'll do this first, so. Anyway, I'm going to rate Nicole now, so. I had fun talking to Zhayde and finishing up this first strip mostly of like 3-part comics, so. Gonna be fun. Gonna be a fun time. We'll try and get the second one done tomorrow night. I hope to see y'all there. Have a good one. Bye. No.